you want to cough first? Do you want me to cough first?
I was not coughing until we started talking.
Exactly. It always happens. We got away with 1 month without coughing. We can't have
I
two.
literally was walking down the stairs, and I was like, I get to tell Josh I'm not coughing this time. And then I started
Not
talking
so
to him. I'm like,
Yeah. That's me like every morning now. I'm fine until I go outside in the morning air, and it's just like fresh air. Fresh air.
You're
kills me.
getting weak in your office job.
My office job. That's my big joke now. Everyone comes in like, Josh, can you do this? I'm like, no, I can't. I have baby hands. I can't.
My callus is softened up.
Yeah. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I had a guy today say, I asked them to mount, like those broomstick holder things that mount them on the wall. They just like they kind of clip into it.
I click it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I have an idea to help wash trucks at work. So I was like, but you need to have a thing to hold up a squeegee.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it to the guy there that works in the yard. I'm like, here, can you take this and can you mount that over there by the squeegee bucket to hold up the squeegee? And he looked at me because I've been working with him forever as a driver. And he looked at me and says, "Don't you know how to use tools?" I said, "Yes." He says, "Well, then get a tool and do it." And I said, "You are my tool and I'm using you."
Wow.
He laughed
Power
and said,
trip.
he laughed and said, "Okay."
You are my tool.
It was funny. He's always giving me shit the whole time I've been working.
That's
He's just
good.
like, yeah. So
Yeah. At least you have that relationship. Not like, I'm sure if you said the same thing to someone else, they could have easily taken it the wrong
they
way.
get
but
offended for sure. Yeah.
I'm using you is generally not a good thing to say at work.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a female, and then there's that whole.
In this industry, yeah. So it's very different. It's my wife. I tried to explain to my wife, who also works in an office. She's like, "Oh, you can't say things like that, or you can't do things like that
Yeah,
in your
no.
office." I
No,
was
I
like,
couldn't.
"You do not understand the industry that I am in. Like, this kind of behavior is rampant. I'm not saying it's right, but we all just kind of deal with it and we fluff it off and we joke about it and move on." So
Yeah.
yeah, but as long as the line's not crossed, there's a line. You play within the boundaries. So
Yep.
but
I know it's like, most of my jobs haven't been that, but still, when you get with the right group of friends and you're talking amongst friends, it's fine. Everybody
yeah,
gets it's just a joke.
yeah. We mostly get its jokes. There's two people in the office who don't like each other, so when they say things to each other, that's when fireworks fly.
Okay.
But other than that, we can kind of just poke and prod as needed. So yeah, it's been a very interesting culture shift. I'm still uncomfortable sitting in an office or sitting at a desk all day, but I am getting more comfortable. I am making decisions on my own now. I don't have to like second guess myself or run to get approval for everything that I want to do, or so I
Yeah.
I have a when I want to make a purchase on Amazon to make someone's life easier, I don't have to run and be like, "Can I spend $20 on my company card?" I just spend $20. I don't have to ask anymore. That's good to
It's
go.
good.
So,
Yeah.
or when I have to call a mechanic, I don't have to say, "Hey, what mechanic do I call?" I just call one and they go in out and do it. And that will be several $100s. So, yeah.
Yep. But necessary.
But
And they
necessary,
trust
exactly.
your choice.
Yeah. They know that I can't
Very
fix
good.
it, so I'll go
You
out and
haven't
look.
tried yet.
I do. I do go out and look and be like, "Okay, what's the problem? Here, here, here. Nope, I don't know. That's the end of my knowledge." So, yeah, it's been good. Um, I've been meeting with my boss every week, or the owner of the company. So, I feel like I have 3 different people trying to train me the way that they want me to do the job. That's not
Nice.
necessarily the way that I should be doing it.
Have you
So, the
seen
last
Office Space?
Yeah. So I spent for every I've insisted to my boss. I'm like, every Friday, let's just sit down and have a meet. Let's go over like kind of like do a review. Like, how did the week go?
Mhm.
What could I do better? And I kind of get like his insight of like what he wants to do with the company, his mindset, and how he wants to go, how he wants to route things going forward, or his decision making process going forward. So that's been good because last week was a really rough week for me, and I almost said, "Screw it, put me back in a truck." So, but it wasn't until my meeting with my boss and we kind of like went over it, and I realized it wasn't as big as a deal as I interpreted it to be. So,
Mm, gotcha.
just me getting in my own head. So, yeah,
I just remembered that I got a microphone squishy
I saw that.
thing. I'm like, wait a second, why is my beard catching? I don't remember this happening. Oh yeah, I got
Scrub,
a new
scrub, scrub.
microphone thing.
Get the scratchy,
It came
scratchy.
with a microphone arm that I got. I think it was Crazy Bins. Yeah, it's Crazy Bins, and it's holding my camera behind the monitor so that the camera's not falling this time.
I found some of the one of the last weeks that I was working in the truck. I found some microphone pop filters, like the big round ones
Mm,
that like you
yep,
clip on and can put in stuff. I got
I
like
have
3 of
one of
them.
those right here.
Yeah, one of those.
They're annoying. That's why I don't use it.
There. Yeah, I
I don't
found
think it
3 of them. I
improves
was
the
just like, I don't
audio
know what to do
enough,
with them.
although P's and S's maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the harsh consonants. So
Yeah.
what's new? That's the newest new in my life. There's gotta
I
be something
don't
going on
even
with you.
know. I got something right here that reminds me of Crazy Bins. I went to Crazy Bins the other day and it was a special week where they did like bulk items or something, and
Okay.
it was $100 day. I didn't go
Oh,
on that day.
jeez.
I went on the next day, which was a $50 day, and I
Okay.
got a pack of 8 of these 4-foot long garage LED lights. You can't
Oh,
really
okay.
see, they're huge.
Yeah, let's
But
see what they
anyway,
are.
this is one of them that I have extra. They are 6000 K color, 40 watts. They are really freaking bright. And I installed them in my garage. I installed 7 of them in my garage and replaced all the lights in my garage with it. And
Wow.
it is awesome.
Can you
It
daisy
is
chain them together?
awesome. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
They're 120 volts, but they're all daisy chained together. They have plugs on the end that it came with.
Yeah.
If I can see, I
Over
think it
there.
sounds this
Yeah.
little. Oh, I've got it plugged. I got a cap on it, but
Okay.
this side it comes like that. It's got a thing. It
Okay.
comes with different wires. It has one for tapping into like directly into electrical, and then
Yep.
one that's this one that plugs into the wall with a switch on it. And then they have direct connections for hooking two of these right to each other, or they have one that's like a 4-foot wire that comes out for connecting them
Okay.
together. So they had lots of options. It was really good. I'm very
Cool.
glad with that purchase. And then they came with mounting hardware as well.
Nice.
These little clips and screws. Yeah, it was
Nice.
awesome. It was painful to install in the garage by myself, climbing over top of things to get up there, but well worth it. It makes my garage
You
look
do have my phone
way
number.
better.
You do have my phone number.
I did it on a whim. Like we bought them the one day, and the next day I'm like, I'm going to install them. Why
Oh,
not?
okay, fair.
My wife's like, Okay, we weren't planning on doing that tonight, but whatever makes you happy, I guess."
When Derek's got an idea, he goes.
Sometimes, yeah. It made a huge difference in the garage. I was gonna show you pictures, but of course, sharing's not, like,
Not
super
easy.
easy, especially because I don't wanna, like, share, the picture that's right in between them that's, like, where I go to vote, giving my location,
Oh,
that kinda stuff.
yeah, weird.
Yeah, we have voting coming up in Canada for
Yeah,
provincial, not the
not
country.
federal yet.
Yeah. Where is I was getting it ready to share, but of course it's being stupid. But here is present. Here my screen. This is great for an audio podcast.
I was just, I, you know what? We're
Uh,
just in tune. We were gonna make the exact same comments at the same time.
all right, here is before in my garage. Can you see that?
I
That's
can
my
see that.
garage. It's a pathway through my
Yeah.
garage, but the other one, that's the after.
Holy, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of difference.
You can see
I mean,
everything.
it's even so dark that it's blurry because the camera can't focus because it's so dark.
Yeah.
But it's just way better. Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
craziness. I'm quite happy with that $50 purchase. We bought something else too. Oh, we got a new desk. We bought an L-shaped desk for my kids.
Okay.
So it's L shape.
Yep.
But my son's sitting on the main part, and instead of turning to the side, there's not enough room to have my daughter there. So she's on the back side of that
Yeah,
L,
yeah.
and it works really well. They've got their desks here, their computers are set up and good. I did that yesterday while working,
Working. Yeah.
and yeah, it works great. They're happy with it. My daughter was playing games all night with it. Yeah,
Nice.
yes. That was
Very
a
nice.
$50 desk, 48
Hey, even
inches
better.
by 48 inches.
All you need.
Yeah. And it's my wife's desk that she had before is over there. You can kind of see it on its side. But
Okay.
she had it for her sewing originally, and it has like a board that supports it underneath the flat top. So you got the
Yep.
flat top and you got a board that's vertical in the
Yep.
not in the middle, but a little bit back towards the
At the
wall.
back, yeah, to take the
But
weight.
that stops her from being able to put drawers below the shelf, below the desk. The drawers don't go in very far. So
Oh,
this
okay.
new one helps with that problem, and she can put more of her sewing supplies there because the desk my son uses is her sewing desk or area. Right now, I've got his monitor on an arm that you can just swing it out of the way, and then her sewing machine's there to use.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, dual purpose.
Always better. Dual purpose.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm. I haven't been able to. You say you've upgraded your garage lighting. I've bought a light for my garage. I haven't installed it yet. I
You
haven't
have my
even
phone
been
number.
true. It's just a plug. It should be okay. I haven't been in my garage in months because it's so packed full of stuff, and I just kind of threw stuff in at the end
I
before
don't know what
winter.
that's like.
Yeah, yeah. Yours is on shelves. Mine's just on the floor.
Mine's on
So
shelves because I worked 8 years doing that.
I
Here's the
have not.
desk, but it's not no computer on it yet. I mean, they're on it, but the picture doesn't have it. But that's the
Yeah, yeah.
$50 desk.
So your
Yeah.
son is straight ahead, and then your
Yes.
daughter's on the back there,
Exactly.
or the
Yep.
dollhouse,
She's
whatever.
on this side, yeah.
Yeah,
So the dollhouse at her back, but as soon as her chair's tucked in, it's fine.
yeah.
Not to interrupt, but just so you have actual visual.
Very cool. I have not done anything. I haven't arranged. I cleaned up a little bit down here. I realized that Toronto Game Expo is like a month away, so I need to get my butt in
Yeah. Yeah,
gear.
it's pretty close. I'm kind of glad I don't really have anything to bring except I do have I do have that one game I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
the Pokemon Crystal here to
Yeah.
hopefully put in your display case. And then I did go through all the 12, I think, Nintendo DS lights that I had here, all in various broken states, and I repaired them.
Nice.
They still need to be cleaned, but I think I have 4 to sell that are working
Nice.
good now. And I have 2 power cords for them. I don't have more. I just found some at the thrift store the other day.
I have some extra power cords if you need some.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. Yes, that is all I have is those. Yeah, then the power cords. I have a random Game Boy Advance SP charger. Oh, I got one of these at the thrift store the other day too. Damn it. The original Xbox
Oh,
HD
AV pack,
AV
HD
pack. So
AV
it's the
pack.
one with the component out
Yeah.
and the audio. I think the optical audio is what makes this valuable. This still sells for I think $80.
Really?
I looked it up and now I forget. I think it was 35. I can't remember. I paid $4 for it.
Okay.
So yeah.
You're selling that, I'm assuming. Are you gonna use it?
Yeah, I mean, again, if I can use space at your desk or your table,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
you have your own things to sell, so it's
True,
lower
but
priority.
we do have 2 days there, so we'll be okay. As stuff
That's the
moves,
other
we
thing.
can move
Yeah.
things out, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I still have that stupid N64 as well, but I need to like lower the price on a big timer or add a expansion pack. One of the two.
One of the 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
otherwise it's
those
not going to
third-party
move.
ones.
I haven't seen one in a while, and they're all usually still $45. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, go figure.
cheap.
Just make your own expansion pack.
That would be really easy if I had like spare RD RAM sitting here, the right type, the right speed, circuit board. There's got to be somebody making it, but it's
Yeah,
probably
probably.
not open source. It's probably those retro, what the hell, Retrobit, or whatever company it was that had that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Retrobit, Hyperkin, whatever.
Mhm. Definitely seen them out there. They're modern ones.
We went to a speaking of Hyperkin, we went to a birthday party on the weekend for our previous neighbor who what that was living like 2 or 3 houses up from us where we currently are. They moved across town, and because they moved, their son was having a birthday. He didn't have any friends in the area, so they
Mm.
messaged and said, "Hey, do you wanna come over for the birthday party?" So we went, and, it's one of those houses that or I should say, we don't judge. We don't judge, but we judge a little bit, of course, everyone judges.
You are
But, like,
correct.
when you see the chaos of some of these families and you're just like
Hey.
it makes me feel better as a parent to be like, "Okay, well, at least we're not like that," you know? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
not just saying that they're bad parents or whatever, but it's just like they have no control of their children and let them do that whatever they want. And that works for
Mhm.
them and that's fine, but that would not work for me. Um, that's beside the point. They were giving presents to, their neighbor was turning 10. They were giving him some presents, and we brought some presents. The very last present that came out, he opened it and he looked up. He's like, "Is this what I think it is?" And he opened it up, and it was in a Nintendo GameCube with Super Mario Sunshine,
Hey.
and he
Sunshine is the
was
game you wanted?
yep,
Oh my
he
god.
was ecstatic. He
That's
loved it.
hilarious. I
And
thought you were gonna say Smash Bros. Because that's what everybody or Double Dash, but
yeah, something, right? But I think they wanted, um I think he wanted Sunshine on the Switch. But to get
oh.
Sunshine on Switch, you're spending $130 so you could get the original one for that same price, basically.
Mm.
Like a
Eh,
GameCube and the game for that same price, and have
eh.
way more options to get other games as well.
Well,
So,
I assumed the Sunshine game itself was high because, the Paper Mario is for GameCube.
maybe,
But what's
but
Sunshine on the Switch? That's,
that's part of the 3D
in the
All-Stars.
3 yeah, the 3D
Yeah,
All-Stars, which is rare and hard to find and
yeah,
limited print and crap.
yeah.
Says it's 57 Canadian, 58, whatever,
Well, he also
on
like, his
price
dad may
starting,
have
so that
also
makes
had it
sense.
from before too, right?
Yeah,
So
okay, that's true, yep.
who
Or
knows?
yeah, who knows?
Or maybe it was his
But it
old
also gives them a
GameCube.
whole console, right?
Yeah.
A whole world of options.
But it was just cool to see, like, I don't think I've ever seen a GameCube being given as a gift, and it was just
Mhm.
interesting to see this side of these people I don't
Yeah.
really know, and then I was just like, "Oh," and he's like, "Oh, I needed the GameCube. I was gonna give you an N64, but I decided to give you a GameCube because I have the right cable for it." And I said, "Aren't they the same cable, like an N64 and GameCube?"
The AV
He
deal,
said,
yeah.
"Yes, they have the regular one, but I got them this one. It has a digital AV because he has the Hyperkin, the pound cable that changes the digital AV to
Oh,
HDMI mod." I was like, "Oh, okay, makes sense."
that's
He was
fair.
talking to me like I didn't know anything. I didn't wanna be like, "Well, actually, I know all about video games."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, cool."
I'm a bit of collector myself.
I'm a bit of a collectionist myself, yeah.
Exactly. Willem
So,
Dafoe.
it was funny. So, what else?
We also had Valentine's Day since we last
Mhm,
recorded. Did
mhm.
you do anything for
No,
Valentine's
no,
Day?
no, it didn't.
Well, I did.
Okay.
I noticed on Facebook there was an ad for a Bingaman's Kingpin Yuck Yucks dinner and a comedy show.
Oh, okay.
So, of course, instead of clicking the link, I went directly to the Bingaman's website
Yep.
myself because I don't trust any links. And I went and found it there, and it was correct. Everything was accurate. And it was so Yuck Yucks is a Canadian comedy club that's been around for a long time.
Mhm.
And it's moved around in KW, but it's now in a Boston Pizza bowling alley, which is a huge place that has an
Yeah.
arcade and everything for everybody who's not from around here. But they put on this event, and it was a buffet dinner with a decent menu and a comedy show, but they didn't say who the comedians were. We're like, whatever, we'll just go.
Whatever, yeah.
And I think it was $70 a person,
Okay.
which with the meal wasn't
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Now we got there and we got there like an hour early, I think it was, or almost an hour early. and the food started being served, but not served. It was a buffet. People
Okay.
started going up to the buffet before anyone called them, and it was like 20 minutes before you were supposed to go up, and people started lining up. So we're like, okay, we're not douchebags. We're not going to line up. Whatever. We'll just wait a little bit. And then people are coming out with their food, and we're like, okay, so they are serving people. You're not waiting in line for nothing. And like, there's a lot of people who haven't gone yet,
Yeah.
and we haven't gone yet, and the
We better
line's
get
getting
in there.
bigger. We should get in
Yeah.
line. So we've got in line, and by 7:30, which is when the meal was supposed to be starting, we got to the front of the line. But the people kept stopping at the buffet when something ran out,
Oh,
and they
okay.
would wait there for it to be restocked.
Yep.
But this is
Oh, I love those people.
Bingaman's.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was everybody. This is Bingaman's, and it wasn't. They didn't have a lot of like. They didn't have. They had 2 rows for people to eat at, and I think there was like 300 people there. It was a lot of
Oh,
people.
wow. That's a lot.
Maybe 200. I don't know. It looked seemed like a lot. And even one comedian commented, "This is a couple hundred people," and it was really painful. The buffet itself was
Oh,
really
geez.
annoying. The food was good. It seemed like some of it sat there too long and wasn't kept warm enough, but it wasn't bad and turned over so quick. It wasn't a big deal.
Mhm.
They had ribs and Parmesan chicken, or chicken parm, and they had salads and I forget what else. Pasta penne. It was good. It was
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
The food was good. It would just need to be out all the time was the problem.
Yeah.
They kept running out, and then I believe a lot of people just kept going up and up and up and getting more as well, and that
I
made it
mean, that
worse
is a
because they were running
buffet.
out of food more. It didn't say all you can eat, but it did say buffet. So
Yeah.
my wife's argument was it didn't say all you can eat, and my argument is yeah, but it's buffet. So if I'm serving
It's
myself,
buffet,
I'll
which
go up
means
more
I
than
can
once.
yeah.
So they ran
Yeah.
out of ribs at one point completely. They didn't tell anybody. They just had none and didn't stock them for a while.
Yeah.
The desserts were almost always gone. At one time, I saw them bring out 2 plates of brownies, and one lady who was waiting for desserts just grabs the whole plate of brownies and leaves.
Oh, wow.
And her friend goes, "Should I grab the other one?"
Wow.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, I
greedy.
get it in a way because you've been waiting, but at the same time,
So is everyone
it's
else.
rude. It's freaking
Yeah.
rude.
It's
Yeah,
very rude,
exactly.
yeah.
So it was interesting.
Holy.
The food was still being served, and the comedian started. Like they were like right up to the wire, and it
Yeah.
was not great. And then the one comedian asked about the buffet. He's like, "So how's the buffet everybody today?" And everybody goes, "Boo!"
Oh, jeez. Get wrecked, Bingamans.
He kept bringing that back up because anytime he was doing that, he's like, "Hey, at least I'm not the buffet."
Wow.
It was a weird show in terms of comedy. I've never seen 4 comedians in a row all bomb repetitively over and over again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That would've been
I thought they were
interesting.
funny. I think they just expected more of a reaction than they were getting.
Yeah.
And the one guy even said, "Wow, you guys are pretty dull, aren't you?" to the audience because he was going for highbrow jokes. He was like obscure references to medieval times, like actual like battles in I don't know in Rome, like
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
ridiculous stuff. But you're like, okay, I guess that's supposed to be funny, but I don't know the reference. And he did something like that like 4 times, and then he said, "You guys aren't very smart, are you?" Oh
Just
boy!
say,
And
"No,
he
we're
was the
not."
third guy, no, the 4th person to come up, and
Wow.
everyone before him had the same problem. Basically, I think they were just expecting too much of a reaction, but the crowd was also mixed. And then there was some jokes that could be seen as racially gray area.
I mean, that's stand-up comedy, right? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
but people weren't sure how to react to it, right? Like he
Yeah.
calls out a guy in the audience who's Asian, and he's like, "You're big for an Asian guy," and the guy was massively huge. And he's like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I'm an accountant." Well, what do you do as an accountant? He's like, I calculate large numbers. But yeah, he
That's
just kept
funny.
coming back to that guy and talking about him. And then, yeah, the one guy was real depressing. He even said, like, "I'm a really odd book for Valentine's," because he's like a sad comic. Like, my parents abandoned me, and I was adopted, and I was conceived in the campground of Bingaman's.
Wow.
My mother was 15.
Oh, wow.
Like, over he's like, "I don't even know what race my dad was. You guys have any guesses?" Like, this is his bit.
Oh,
I
man.
was the guy who was going for the highbrow comedy too. Yeah, yeah.
Man, That would have been a very interesting show. See, this is what
It
I mean.
was
Like,
interesting.
if it was a good show, you'd be like, "That was a good show," and then
I
you'd move
debated on
on.
asking you if you wanted to go, if you wanted to take your wife too, but I'm like, it's less special for Cynthia and I then. It would have been fun, but
It would have been fun, but still, I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, maybe next
Yeah,
time. I would go again. I enjoy comedy, even if they're bombing, it was still fun. And they weren't bombing as bad as they perceived they were. But
yeah.
yeah.
It's weird because like you're there for the like people are there for the buffet, and it's kind of like the comedy's an afterthought at that point. So
And for me, I was the opposite. I was like, I want to go to a comedy show, and there
yeah,
happens to be a buffet.
yeah. It's almost like those two
Yeah.
don't mix. You got to pick one or the other. Yeah,
It went pretty decent. I would do it again for sure. I think Cynthia would too. It always helps to know who the comedians are beforehand, but they
yeah,
didn't give a list.
yeah.
I
That would have been
checked, and there
nice.
was
They
nothing.
probably didn't have a booking. They're probably just like whoever we can get.
It's possible, but it seemed like they were all people that weren't from around here. The one guy was obviously, I said he was conceived around here, but he doesn't live around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Weird.
So that
Speaking
was
of
Valentine's
comedians,
Day.
did you know
Yeah.
Steve-O is coming to town?
No, I did not.
He's coming to
What's
Kitchener
what's he
in
doing?
April. I think he's doing his live stand-up.
I didn't know he did stand up.
Well, you haven't seen any of his stand-up
Nope.
before?
No.
You should watch his stand-up. It's a mix between stand-up and Jackass. He does like live stunts on stage.
Yeah, that doesn't appeal to me. Like I'd sooner go see Tom Green, and even he's like, I don't know.
Okay, well,
But he doesn't really do the gross out stuff anymore. But
yeah.
yeah.
I believe I have one on my Plex. You should watch it. Let me
Yeah,
see if it's still there.
this is
Yeah, it's still
definitely
there.
good content.
Yeah, yeah. It's called Gnarly. Steve-O Gnarly.
Oh, my uncle used to have a 1979 Camaro with the license plate gnarly,
Oh,
but he didn't
really?
know how to spell it, so he spelled it with a K instead of a silent G.
Well, it works. Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah. We aren't wearing them right now, but we do have merch now.
We do. I didn't
If
even
anyone's
think of it.
listening.
Why
I
didn't I
know.
wear it?
I
And you
thought
didn't
about it.
wear it.
Well, it's under here. You can't see it.
All right.
Oh,
Well, Josh bought me our merch because he's crazy
well, we gotta represent.
and
Gotta
too nice.
represent.
Are you wearing the game swap?
I'll wear it to the game swap. Yeah, yeah. I'll wear it to
Damn
Toronto.
it. And I feel obligated. Is anyone helping you sell?
I've asked my friend Daryl to see if he'll come.
Okay.
But he hasn't answered me yet.
Okay.
My thought was if he comes to help me, then I'll get a hotel. If not, then I'll back to square one to see what I'm gonna do. So
Okay. We're staying up in a hotel. We're actually going up Friday night to make an event out of it, a fun
yeah, yeah,
weekend. And I'm helping my wife sell. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Fair enough.
I'll come over to your table though too and check it out and whatever.
Yeah, I assumed you'd be
Help.
with your wife, so I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Got my phone.
She's taking your place.
It was inevitable. So
Hey, it's your
yeah.
fault. You encouraged her to get a table.
True.
And now we have a table for 2 days.
Now you're stuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. I got to get back at him and see what he wants to do. If not, I got to ask around a little bit more. But it shouldn't be too bad.
How many
Goodness.
tables did you end up getting?
I have 3.
Okay.
So,
And your inventory's good for 3?
yes, I think so.
You have too much for 3 on a one-day event.
I have too
but
much for 3 in
enough
one day.
for-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. Yeah.
That
That's
was
probably
my
the way I
plan.
would
Would be
have
like
timed it early.
if I have enough for like 4 or 5 for one day, it's good for 3 for 2.
Yeah. That makes sense, I think. Depending on how the
Think.
2 days go.
Yeah.
Hodge, don't let us down.
I'm putting a little bit more into like video games now are just so hard to find at a good deal.
Mhm.
So
That's what my son was just talking about reselling. He's like, you should start reselling again. You should find some deals. I'm like, I don't find anything. Like there's
the
almost
deals are
nothing
gone.
out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Too many
So,
people, prices are too high everywhere. People are too aware as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. So, I am putting a little bit of a gamble on some VHS to see, like, I'm being pretty picky because it seemed to sell decently at the last show. Like, if I can get them
Yeah.
for if I can get VHS for, 1 to 2 to $3 and sell them for $10 a tape,
You can buy some
right?
of mine because I'm selling mine for $1 to $2.
I'm being selective.
Yes, of course. You can pick through mine and buy everything that you want.
Fair enough.
I should just send you photos now. Just
So,
got a copy of Face Off yesterday.
did you?
Yeah.
I am putting out a couple of I've upgraded a few of my Nicolas Cage VHS, so I'm putting out, like, The
Mm,
Rock and, Con Air.
okay. Well, I have Face Off to go with it.
There you go, just add it, make it
This
a
Face Off's
trifecta.
not in great condition on the outside. Like it just has that, you know how when cardboard gets a little bit rough and it's also black cardboard, that movie.
Yeah,
So it's just like white ticks along the side. It's kind of like,
yep,
it's not great. It's not like it's upgradable, but it's good for
yeah,
anybody who wants it for a buck or two.
yeah,
That's why I'm
fair
debating on
enough.
how much to charge for movies because I don't even know. It's like I've got most of them, if not all of them, for free, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. And I hooked you up with a Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona, yeah,
That came in the same bundle as the Face Off did, I think.
beautiful.
No, it
It's
didn't.
on
It
the
came in a
shelf.
different bundle. Yeah.
It's on the shelf
Good.
already, so we're
Good.
good to go.
I saw it right away and I thought, Josh.
I needed that one.
Yeah.
So, I did manage to get a couple more Nicolas Cage Blu-rays.
Hey,
I found National Treasure 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, which is kinda
I
fun.
haven't seen two yet.
Oh, man, you're missing out.
I know.
Too bad we don't have a challenge. You could
Right?
borrow my Blu-ray.
So many things to watch. If we had a challenge right now, I'd be telling you, I've got something stuff coming up.
Really?
Yep.
Huh?
We've been great for a movie watching challenge.
Oh, like on physical media, you mean, or just watching?
Yeah. Yeah. Physical media.
Okay.
Yeah. We can
I've
get into
reverted
that
back to my just
later.
streaming everything.
Ah, and I've done pretty much the opposite.
Hey, it worked. It
Physical
worked.
media and physical locations too.
Oh, even.
Yeah, there's a little bit
Hint,
of that
hint,
too.
hint, hint.
Yeah.
Well, trying to think what else. Oh, we should talk about sorry, we started with the merch, but then we kind of fell off. We do have a merch story. You could talk about that.
You have a merch story? Oh, oh yeah.
I was like, "Come on, Derek. This was all about
so
you."
so Josh wanted us to have merch, right? Which we talked about in the last episode and we did it right after the episode, basically. We stayed
Yeah.
up way too late doing that. And basically just made a t-shirt with our logo on it. But then
Nice and
Josh
easy.
thought we should have a bootleg of our own t-shirt, which is a t-shirt of our t-shirt.
On a t-shirt.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
a t-shirt with our
A picture
t-shirt on
of a
it.
t-shirt on a
Yes,
t-shirt, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it had the word bootleg in it because Josh thought it was funny. I agree, it's funny. But apparently, T Public did not find that funny. They removed it and sent me an email saying your item's been removed and it violates our terms of service. And then 2
And
days later, I got an email saying your account's been disabled because of your violating our terms of service.
I was like, they just liked it so much, they kicked you off.
So I had emailed them after the first email saying, "Hey, what do you mean? This is a bootleg of our own stuff. Like this isn't a bootleg of someone else's stuff.
Yeah.
Can you not? It's just a joke." And the email is legal at
Yeah.
tpublic.com. Then I think after the second email happened, they emailed me back and said, your account was removed by mistake and we've
Yeah.
restored it.
Yeah.
But they didn't restore the design. I asked them what happened to the design, and they said it's just too low quality. Like
Yeah.
the resolution is too low. So I can fix that. I will eventually. It's just
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's meant to look bad, but they
That's the
don't
whole
want
point.
returns for it looking bad. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It met the resolution requirements. They had
Yeah.
resolution requirements. We made it meet that, and they still said it was bad.
We should have bought one real quick.
Yeah. Wow. I wasn't
Oh.
planning on buying one at all because I rarely buy or wear my own merchandise. So I already have a drawer full of T-shirts with my own designs on them.
That's funny. I just laughed the whole time. It was unfortunate. Well, not when you lost your store, I didn't laugh, but like just the
It
ridiculousness
doesn't
of the rest
really
of it.
matter much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, you got a lot of designs up there and stuff. That's work.
Yeah, they
So
make me a couple bucks every once in a while.
yeah. Which we'll say, if you're interested in buying a shirt, the links are in the description. I put them in the last episode. They will be in this episode. Go down there
What?
and have a gander at our one logoed t-shirt. We should add some more t-shirt colors options. I realized that it's just tie-dye and black.
Really? Oh, that
Yeah.
must have made a mistake then.
Yeah.
That's
So
not supposed to be that way. I was just supposed to be suggesting those ones, I thought. Huh. Weird.
yeah. So
Oh, I selected them to default color. No, it was all there.
when I was on the store page, it would only give me those two options.
Well, that is wrong. It is all checked. It's all enabled.
Weird.
Yes, it is weird. Now I have to go back to the t-shirt and check for myself because I don't believe Josh.
Well, it's
Do you guys
different now,
believe
okay?
Josh?
Plausible deniability.
It's true. That's all it shows is black and tie-dye,
Yeah,
even
I'm
though I
not
have
wrong.
them all enabled. Oh, you know why? It's the material you picked, I think. Oh, no. No, it's still not it. Ha. Well, that's just dumb. I'll need to edit it. Maybe just disable them all and re-enable them. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yay.
And then we do have
Workarounds.
a poll in our Discord for another logo design, which we should check. I think the one that makes me uncomfortable is the one that won. Where did that?
That's the way it should be, right?
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, the one that looks off to me is the one that everyone likes. So it's our color gradient with the half star, and that's it. But it's shifted to the left, and the words are gone, and it's just a circle logo. That's the one that's currently winning. So
All right, the
the other
design is
one,
fixed. All colors are available now.
oh, what was it?
Nothing. I just disabled them all and re-enabled them.
Weird.
Yep. Yay, technology.
Yay, technology. So, we should probably put that other design up at some point. At some point, no rush.
At some point.
This
Tell
is the
me
one I
when,
would.
because I won't
The circle
remember.
design is the one I'd get on a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Kind of mysterious.
Hats are available.
Hats are
We
available.
got hats, we got tank tops, we got hoodies, we got stickers, we got mugs.
Mugs? Oh, we should get mugs. Dang, we should get mugs.
Hey, I'll use one if you buy me one. We got phone cases, we got totes, we got pins, we got magnets, wall art, and pillows as well. Wall art, I thought it wouldn't do because the picture wasn't high enough quality, but it says it's possible.
Yeah. You
You
just put
could
it through an
get a
AI upscaler.
canvas.
Just put it through an
I know,
upscaler.
I know. But if you're gonna do that, it almost feels like you have to screw it up on purpose.
Just something. Screw something up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So. Well, geez. What else happened?
I've sold 39 of my Relax I'm a Professional t-shirt design.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been up for a long time, but 39. That's not bad.
Is that your number one t-shirt sell?
I think so. I was checking through to see. That's the one I get the notifications of, I think, the most.
Even after all the Cartridge Club people bought Cartridge Club shirts.
The Cartridge Club shirts are not on my page. They're on the Cartridge Club page. The only one on my page is the one I made called the CCU, the CC Unite, that's supposed to look like NWO.
Okay.
From wrestling. That's the only one that I have on my own page. The rest I uploaded to. Oh no, there's also the Bullet Club.
I was like, the Bullet Club one is the one I bought. Yeah.
Only 4 of that, but there's 2 different types of Bullet Club. There's the one with the distressed look and one that's not. One's 4 sales and one's 5. So I'm kind of splitting my audience there. Yeah. Yeah.
I have the distressed one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the highest. It's the relaxing professional, I think.
Actually, two. I have two distressed ones, to be fair.
Hmm.
I bought one and it didn't fit right, so I bought another one.
Who bought a Dollar Dork shirt other than me? Because somebody bought one.
Chris.
It's possible. It's possible. Sold 3 winner chicken dinners. And I've sold this podcast used oh, this was the highest sales. 49 sold of my Anatomy of a Shark. And it's just an arrow pointing to the neck area and it says neck. Because I was listening to a podcast and they kept making that joke. It was the Drop Zone podcast for Player Unknown's Battlegrounds, just a bunch of guys who played that game. And I just thought that's a hilarious t-shirt. I should design that. And I put their logo on it to give them credit because they created the idea. And 49 sales.
Hey, there you go.
Still keeps selling. I don't think people even like that podcast isn't around anymore.
Really?
So people must just like that shirt design.
Pull the logo off now.
I know. I bet people would actually buy it more if I took that off.
Put a little half star in there somewhere.
Half star everything.
Yeah. Make the shark tail as a half star.
Yeah.
Funny.
I was a tangent much. I let my son design a shirt too. The one that's on my store that's a picture of a computer mouse and it has a not equal sign, like an equal sign with a slash through it, and a picture of an actual mouse animal.
Mouse is not equal mouse.
That was mouse is not equal mouse. Yeah, that was his idea.
Has he sold any?
No.
Two? Oh.
No, 0.
Oh yeah. Yeah, t-shirts is hard.
Yeah,
so many options
it's
now.
kind of a flooded market.
Yeah.
I started putting some up a while ago when I was at my last job, when we would have funny quotes in the office.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was one of the guys from Norway had said, beef is like a processed salad.
Okay.
So he's eating salad. That's one of the shirts I have on there.
Any sales on that one?
No. None of them on the work ones. I haven't given a fuck in a long time is another one that I made from work and no one's bought any. I'm not one to judge is another one. It says I'm not one to judge. Yeah.
That's funny. Man.
Wow, that was a tangent much. Gosh, you're making me talk too much today.
Good. Usually it's me talking.
You say that every time.
Well, it's true.
Well, what else did you do?
Man, all I've been doing is working. It sucks.
You suck.
I know. I don't have any funny stories. I don't have any cool finds.
I have a funny story at work.
Okay.
It's not crazy funny. Okay. So at work, I have Nicolas Cage heads on my desk, just on the like I'm in a cubicle with a low wall, and I have them across the wall. People always come by and be like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Nicolas Cage heads." I 3D print stuff, and sometimes every time I get a new type of plastic, I just do a Nicolas Cage test as like a how does this plastic look, and then I just put them all here. So my coworker behind me, who is like the go-to person for like help on our team, he's the highest ranking, been there the longest kind of person. He got a 3D printer, or more correctly, his wife bought a 3D printer for his daughter for Christmas, and him, his wife, and his daughter have all been using it like crazy. So he's been asking me questions about how to do things and tips and tricks and have you ever had this problem kind of questions. And he's been using it since Christmas. And I noticed the other day another Nicolas Cage head that I didn't print on the wall. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Someone must have printed it and just left it here. That's cool. I had 5 Nicolas Cage heads on the wall. I noticed this one. The next day I came in, I'm like, wait, there's 2 white ones. And I could tell by the lines on them that they weren't done by my printer. There was a flaw in one spot. I'm like, that's really weird. Why are there 2 white Nicolas Cage heads? And they're the exact same size as the ones I made. Like,
really,
whoever did it got it right on. Like right on. So I got thinking, I'm like, there's tons. We're all nerds in this office, basically. It's mostly men and all nerds. Could have been anybody who just saw my Nicolas Cage and thought that was funny. But then I'm like, oh yeah, Andrew got a printer at Christmas. I just turned around and said, Andrew, Are you putting Nicolas Cage heads and put it in my desk? He said, maybe. He says, I've been putting one a week for 4 weeks.
Just waiting for you to notice.
Yes.
The best pranks. Those slow
Yeah.
burns.
Yep.
You know, that's good.
That was pretty good.
Now you
I
got to find something
appreciate
to
it.
print. You got to do something to do that to him now.
I mean, it would have been better if he left them in your wife's car, but I approve.
True. That's true. I still have, I had 2 in there. It's down to 1, but there's still 1 in there.
Oh, we could resupply anytime.
I still
We
have
can
a
make
bunch.
more. I
I
can do Nicolas Cage valve stem.
Oh, you should do that.
Screws. Yeah.
You should make me
Yeah.
some of those.
That wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, that'd be funny. I did a friend come over and he's just like, "What are these heads?" I'm like, "Oh, they're Nicolas Cage." He's like, "Oh, these are awesome." I was like, "You could have one if you want." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Take one of the small ones and the medium ones." He's like, "Awesome." He took 2. So
Yeah, I should queue up some more of them. They're nice to have on hand.
yeah, you never know when you're gonna need a Nicolas Cage head.
Right? Exactly.
I haven't
There's
decorated
apparently
my
a lot
desk at
more.
work yet, but I've thought about taking a head over there.
Yeah. You haven't got a helmet-sized one yet,
Not yet.
Paula. She doesn't listen to this.
She doesn't listen to this.
But Hodge might.
Maybe.
Yeah. I could also try to do it, but I'm not as good at printing as Paula is. Not even close. Yeah.
I could just buy a printer too, but let's be real. That's not gonna happen.
You should. If you had somewhere to put it, you probably would.
Yeah, I thought about it. But again, it's just a whole new skill set that I'd have to learn that I don't know if I have the skills yet for or am able to learn.
Only one way to find out.
Only one spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So
the biggest problem is when you buy one and you realize you missed a fundamental feature. That's what my biggest worry was buying my second one. But I got lucky and found a really good deal on one from a guy locally who I guess buys broken ones and repairs them and then sells them.
Mm-hmm.
And he therefore then tunes them and sets them all up. So it saves me all the hassle crap. I haven't actually used mine in months because it wasn't printing right. And I could not figure out why it wasn't printing right. I have an idea, but everything I went through for troubleshooting just didn't apply to my printer. It was like, that's not my problem because of this. That's not my problem because of this. Mine's different than this one because of this. Like mine's been customized by him. So none of it seemed to help. And I tried what I thought the problem was, and that just seemed to make it worse. And blah, 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 blah. Eventually, I just like 4 days ago said, screw it, I'll try again. And I just started printing and it worked great.
Yeah.
So like
just
4 months or 5 months of doing nothing and it just works fine. I could have been printing this whole time. I don't know.
I wish more problems would just fix themselves.
Yes, I do too. I was putting glue stick on the print bed. You just cover the whole thing in glue stick, and then when it heats up, it gets sticky, and that's supposed to help it stick down. And I didn't do that this time because the glass that's on mine is supposed to be good enough on its own.
Okay.
But since I've been using the printer, I always use glue stick because that's what my coworker at my last job had been doing, and that's what I used to do with my old printer. But my old printer was 13 years ago, so
yeah,
things have changed a lot in that time.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Either way, it's working great. I'm happy with it. So there's actually stuff on there right now that I need to peel off so I can print another thing. Maybe I'll do some Nexus Cage heads.
What are you printing?
I was doing V-Bucks for Fortnite coins, basically, for my son. He realized I was printing again, and he went to school and told his friends, and they all came with a list of things they wanted. So when he came home and I showed him Thingiverse, which is the website where you can get most of the designs from, and he just started searching on there and found the designs, which was nice. It saves me some time. Yeah. But now I need to actually print the things at some point. But I did like the V-Buck coins, they print halfway because otherwise they're hollow underneath and you need to have support material, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. You print half and half and glue them together. So I did two sets of halves, and I printed that I think 6 times now. Oh, wow. He's given them all away except for 2. And I'm like, well, I wanted some for me too.
You just gotta print more.
And I want to paint them to be the right way so they look good.
Yeah.
But at least 2 for me is what I wanted. Well, I wanted 1, but I've got 2 now. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll do that.
Fun.
Hey. Yeah.
I don't know what I would print with Thingiverse. I think I don't need a 3D printer. I have you. I'm like, oh, I need something. I'll just send this to Derek.
Yeah.
Derek, print this for me, please.
Yeah. I do have things people have asked me to print. Did you not ask me to print something that I forgot about? Or was that did your wife ask me? I don't think so. No. I think she asked me for, she asked me for a print design for somebody else. I don't remember.
Oh, I
She
think
asked
she
me about a
wanted like
laptop 2 days ago.
yeah.
Laptop ideas.
I think she wanted a xenomorph for her coworker who wanted an alien.
Yes. But I think she was just looking for a design because I sent her a design and I think she said it was good. Maybe I did. Maybe she didn't want one. I'll have to go back and check my conversation with her now. Mhm.
I think, yeah, because I think he saw my the one you printed me for Halloween. And he's like, oh, that's cool. And I think he wanted not the same one, but just like a grown one, a grown alien.
Yep, she didn't want me to print it. I said it would take over 13 hours to print, though.
Well,
And then she asked about Hodge's wife.
I'm telling you, Paula's got a name for herself out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The coughs are coming.
Right?
Dang coughs.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't ever do anything with that. I don't even remember. The conversation ended with her saying, "No rush. Don't stress over it if you can't." It's a big xenomorph.
Is it?
Yeah. I could scale it smaller, but then it wouldn't be life size.
I don't think she wants life size.
That's what it was.
Like human size?
No, like
Oh.
the chest burster. Sorry, chest burster.
Oh, the chest
That's what it
burster.
was.
Okay.
Yeah, the chest burster. Which is the same animal, just an earlier stage of life.
Yeah. Technically. Okay.
But it was like a
No,
life
the face
size
hugger or the chest burster? They're different.
chest burster. Yeah.
That's what I have.
Exactly like yours, except with
Yeah.
a tail on it.
Oh, okay.
Like
So
a
like
long,
it had
complicated
just
tail.
come out kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Those teeth would be a pain in the ass to print too, just like yours were. These ones are actually worse because the mouth is closed.
Yeah. Painting it was fun.
Yeah.
I went in with black first, and then I had to do the silver after and try not to overlap.
I have no idea if people printed this with support material. I had to read the description. Well, it's open on my computer now.
It can sit open.
It's only been months since your wife asked.
It'll be such a surprise now.
It was literally in September.
Well, what have you been watching?
Well, I did one more thing.
Okay.
Yesterday, my wife and I have been putting off buying a new mattress for far too long.
I think we can all relate to this.
Yes. We bought ours when we got married, I think. So 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yeah. They say it's good for 7 to 10 years, I thought. I heard something like that.
Okay, sure.
So anyway, and we also have been putting off buying a new couch for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
We were hoping to get a sectional that has a small bit on the side, but there's just no freaking options for the area we have available. So we just bought a couch last night at the Brick because they're Canadian.
Yep.
If anyone doesn't know, Trump,
tariffs.
that's all I can say.
Yeah.
In Canada, tariffs. And most Canadians like us are buying Canadian as much as possible.
Yeah.
So anyway, we bought at the Trump or at the Brick.
We bought the Trump. Yep.
And we bought at the Trump, his own store. No, we bought at the Brick, and we got a couch with recliners on both sides. We went with mechanical because it's cheaper, simpler. Yeah. We went with air leather. It's called like a bonded leather, not bonded leather. That's different. It's air leather. It's better than bonded leather. They use very high pressure. Blah 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 blah. It's not as likely to peel and stuff.
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
see.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. And we bought a mattress too. We're keeping our box spring and all that crap. We're giving my mom my old mattress for her spare bedrooms and stuff.
Mhm.
And yeah, we got that ordered and it's arriving Friday.
Nice.
Couch and mattress. So
Whole new
that
life
is fun.
change.
Yeah, could be a whole new. Well, especially if I sleep better. That'd be great.
How did you find buying a new mattress? Because we've done that before, and I find it stressful. Like,
I
if you make the
didn't.
wrong choice.
It was so fast. It's kind
Really?
of ridiculous. Yeah.
Really?
We laid on 3, and the guy that was selling seemed knowledgeable, good,
Okay.
and we just picked one and went with it. Like literally, he said, "This is the one most people buy." And we laid on it. We're like, "That seems comfortable." He's like, "It's good for side sleepers. It's good for back sleepers." My wife's like, "I sleep on my stomach sometimes." And he's like, "Well, that should be okay too." And 750 coils or some crap and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah. And then he's like, now I'll show you the Rolls Royce of mattresses. And he takes us over another one. It has like double the coils and they're all double coils and all this crap. And I'm like, this is actually less comfortable to me. And then he
Okay.
had us try the firm one of
Mhm.
the first one. And it wasn't very comfortable. He's like, it's more for someone who's heavier or someone who sleeps exclusively on their back. And we're like, okay, great. We like the first one more. And we just bought it.
Oh, fun.
However, for couch, we spent like an hour and a half or more
Yeah,
looking at
yeah, yeah.
couches, trying to find one that would fit the space. Like I said, we originally wanted sectional and leather, and that narrowed down the options a lot to just like 3.
Yeah.
And then they had sectionals that you can buy just the sections themselves. So you can be
Yep.
like, I want an
You can
arm
piece
with
them all
a
together.
recliner with a, yeah. So that helps, but the corners are still so huge that it did not work.
Yeah.
And there was one that was close to working, but the cushions had like a curved, like a bow to the middle of them when you sat. So it's
Yeah.
comfortable,
They're
but
kinda
if you
like
ever want to
hold you.
lay across it, it's not
Yeah, you
comfortable.
can't. Yeah.
So that was what ruled that one out, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a picture here if you want to see the couch.
Sure.
It's not like the exact one we're getting, but I have a picture of the one with the right material. Where is my screen? Here is the shape of the couch that we're getting.
Okay, yep.
That one, and then it is in this
That
leather
material.
over here on this side.
Okay.
Yeah, this leather here. The exact same pattern as this too.
Okay.
These were the 2 we were debating between, and we decided not to go with this one because there's so many stitches. And the problem we have with our current couch is that after like 5 years, the stitching ripped at one spot. So we're
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do less stitching, less tight stitches, and see if that helps. Because the
Yeah.
other one just has a lot of decorative stitches for anybody who's listening and actually gives a shit about couch selection.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we went with mechanical, like I said, because I think it's less likely to fail,
Yeah.
mechanical recliner than electric. And it's also just simpler. You don't need to plug it into a wall outlet. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, why not?
That's what I've done here. I have mechanical
Yeah,
ones.
it's a lot
Easier.
harder to find mechanical these days. You have to go with the
Really?
lower end couches,
Oh.
and it's usually an option to get mechanical or electric.
Hmm.
But a lot of the higher end couches, like the real leather couches, they're all electric only because that's all people want these days.
Yeah.
Even the stationary single chairs, hard to find a mechanical one. Most of them are electric.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes
Hmm.
it really hard to find anything. And then the prices were all over the place too, right? Like
Yeah.
real leather, they're like 6 grand for the
Yeah, it's
sectionals.
nuts. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
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 Yep.
I
It was
remember
just this one was also more compact is the main thing we liked because the space that we're in it just doesn't have a lot of room in this in
so
the
it's for
on
your
that wall.
upstairs?
It's upstairs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Downstairs we have, like I said, my
Yeah, you
old
said that.
bench from when I was a kid.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember looking for the couch that we have down here. Those reclining love seat kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it took us a while to find a place that had what we wanted, but I mean, and
Yeah.
we found it was on sale too, so it was like,
Yeah. Wow. Ours, these were all on sale too. Everyone we looked at was on sale. It's like, okay, they just always do sales, I think.
yeah. No one will buy something unless it's on sale, so everything's
Mhm.
on sale for the regular price,
But then
yeah.
they put an end date on the sale, which
Yeah,
they said was Friday, not
of
Thursday.
course. Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
But then next week the new sale starts. Yeah.
Exactly. That's probably it. They also had a VIP event happening on the last day of the sale where you could come in and get half price delivery. But I'm like, yeah, but
Oh,
it could sell out before then too. He's like, well, if you put 10% down now, you can reserve it. And I'm like, I don't know. Let's just do it. Let's just get it
yeah.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Delivery was only $89 anyway. And we ordered both of them together and the delivery was included in both. Like it was covered
Yeah.
both. You pay
Oh, there you
delivery
go.
for one, it lets you do both.
Both of them, yeah. That's not bad then.
Meanwhile, it's the brick, which is like right here. I could walk there.
You have a brick that close to you?
Yes.
Really?
You know where the Walmart is?
Yeah.
You
Oh, I
could
guess, yeah,
spit on
yeah.
the brick from the
Right
Walmart.
there. Yeah, okay. Fair.
Yeah,
Okay. That's how often I go to the brick.
that's fine. I don't go very often either. Honestly, I hate the salespeople generally.
Yeah.
I mean, this we planned on buying this time, so it wasn't so bad. But the guy literally followed us around the whole store. We couldn't go
Well,
anywhere
that's their
without him
job,
because he's
right?
the one who want to take the commission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's hard.
yeah.
It's a hard job. It's not a job I could do.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to.
No.
Yeah, and he knew his stuff. That was nice as well.
Yeah.
We had questions. If he didn't know it, he'd look it up right away on the tablet he carried with him. But for the most part, he knew the answers. And I
That's
didn't
good.
think it was bullshit. My wife thought the one or two times she's like, I think he was just fluffing that answer.
Make something up. Make it look good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's possible.
True.
Well, watching stuff.
I was gonna say I did something else. You said something and it reminded me, and now I can't remember.
Oh, I said Walmart. I said
Mm,
couch. I said
no, it was before that.
mattress. Yeah, buying Canadian. Bought something Canadian.
Mm,
You bought something
nope.
American.
No, definitely didn't do that. Haven't bought anything. So,
I did do
all
one
right.
Amazon order. Feel a little bad.
Yeah.
I've done one Amazon order since the whole ordeal started.
I feel like Amazon
I needed
is,
an electronic thing.
yeah, that's the hard part. It's like some things you just can't find elsewhere.
Yeah. Or I could order from China, but it'll take 2 months to get here.
Yeah.
Oh, it would
Uneconomical
cost
at some point.
less, but not by much.
Yeah. So convenience versus waiting.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Not a big fan of supporting Bezos, but
All right.
well,
Watching.
watch things. I
Watch.
watched 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 movies.
Oh,
No TV. I tried to watch. I did finish one episode of Mystery in Between. I really still need to watch Squid Game, and I really want to watch Invincible season 3. But yeah, didn't get to them. So,
okay. Well, I'm gonna let you lead this because you've watched way more than me.
all right.
I've watched 5 movies and a TV show, and I think you'll have to remind me. One of these I may have talked about last episode, so I'm only down to 4.
That's if I remember.
If you remember,
right.
yeah.
I watched 2018's Beast of Burden with Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
He is a what's it called? Peace Corps pilot who turns to a shady life to pay for his wife's medical bills.
Okay.
So I wrote for myself for notes, lots of simple scenes that required him to act really well. Like he did a good job. Like it was just him in an airplane for most of the movie.
Mhm.
And that can't be freaking easy to do.
No.
To make it seem believable, make it seem like you're actually stressed, make it seem like it's, in these scenarios. I wrote the movie overall was okay. But again, as always, the story only existed because the US medical system sucks.
Of course. Yeah.
Like she's got cancer and she's gonna die if she doesn't get this medical treatment. So yeah.
Like,
yeah.
saying too bad.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
So he has to break the law in order to pay for her medical. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
Canada and most other countries where I don't know about most other countries. Lots of other countries where it would just be paid for.
A socialized medical, socialized medicine.
Yeah.
That reminds me of
Let's get political up in here.
there's a movie with Tom Hardy called Locke. Locke, maybe?
Okay.
Um, the whole movie is just him driving a car on the phone.
LOCK, yeah.
Okay. And that is a really good movie. If you can get into like the drama of this guy's life is going to shit all around him and he's making a phone call to deal with his like his professional career and his personal life are both going in a spiral. And he's
Heh,
trying to deal with both things while trying to do the right thing at the same time. But it's just him talking on the phone and driving.
heh.
But it's engaging. So
Yeah. Again, you need to be good.
yeah, exactly. He held it together.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of credit, to be honest, for his acting. Like I feel like people talk shit about him sometimes.
A lot of people talk shit about him, yeah.
Yeah.
And some of it I think some of it is deserved. I think the more I think about it, sometimes I think he is a little like a little forced or a little trying too hard in some
Okay.
roles, but when he is being like when he's firing on all cylinders and he's doing a very subtle performance, I think it really pops.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Heh.
All right, what's next?
Interesting. All right. I watched Wish Upon a Star, which is we were scrolling through Tubi because my kids have been watching some Mr. Bean TV show on Tubi,
Okay. Yeah.
the cartoon, and a bunch of other things. I forget what else they found. I think my son found Yu-Gi-Oh and something else on Tubi. So anyway, my wife saw Wish Upon a Star, 1996. Uh, Katherine Heigl and Danielle Harris and Lois, whoever the heck this is, Childs, I think. Anyway, it's basically Freaky Friday, but with two sisters.
Okay.
And my wife remembered watching it when she was a kid. And so we rewatched it. And yeah, it was okay. It was what you'd expect for that time frame for that type of movie. It was
Okay.
entertaining. It had moments that were like, ah, it's funny, stuff like that. So nothing amazing, but decent watch.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
You gotta pick a movie that I've heard of here. You're
Oh,
picking all
don't count on that for the rest of this list.
Oh man.
And there's a reason for the rest of it, but we'll see.
Okay.
There's one on here you might have seen, but that's a 50-50 chance, I think, at this point.
50-50. All right.
All right. You go next. I'll go two and you go one.
Okay, here's my may have been last episode. Did I talk about a movie called Confessions last episode?
Hmm. I
About
am
a
not sure.
Japanese school teacher. Does it ring a bell?
I don't remember that.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I was not listening.
I will account it to you not listening. Um
Yeah, I
so
don't think so.
this movie's called Confessions. It's about a school teacher who a single mother school teacher. I'm not going to go into like how it all works, but the Japanese culture about, honor and pride and stuff like that all comes into this. Basically, she has a 4-year-old daughter, um
Yep.
and her daughter dies. And so this school teacher figures out that there are students in her class who are responsible for her daughter's death.
Okay.
And because I think it's Japan law, if you're under a certain age, you can basically do whatever you want and you can get away with it. So basically, these kids got away with murder. And so it doesn't sit well with her. And so she goes out of her way to make the lives of these students, I say two, it could be more, um, miserable because of what they did to her daughter.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a mystery. It's it's not what I expected the movie to be. I expected it to be a lot more like it's it's cruel, but I felt like sometimes the punishment didn't quite fit the crime in terms of like, well, it seems like sure the perpetrators went through a lot, but in a way how do I say this without sounding mean? They deserved more suffering.
That's what I figured you were gonna say. It
Yeah.
didn't meet the crime as in it wasn't bad enough
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
what they did. And I
Yeah.
can see that. It's a 4-year-old, right?
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
yeah, confessions. I heard about that on Bombcast. I think Jan was talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So I was like,
Maybe
"Oh,
I'm
piqued my
behind and
interest."
haven't heard that.
I'm very behind, so it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Weird. I was behind very, very, very far. I think I'm caught up to January now.
Okay, this would have been probably December, November, December. It would have been.
Okay. I
But
should have heard it. Who knows?
yeah,
All right.
there you go.
Cool.
Confessions.
Well, I watched 1987's Amazon Women on the Moon. I've had this on my list of movies to watch for a long time. It's a spoof of a low budget 1950s science fiction movie, intersect with various comedy sketches and fake commercials making fun of late night television.
Okay, that could be good.
It has Rosanna Arquette, Michelle Pfeiffer, Arsenio Hall, Phil Hartman, Joe Pantaleon. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Stanley Brooke, Steve Forrest, David Allen Greer, Carrie Fisher, Roxy Roller, Roxy Rocker. Anyway, Steven Gutenberg and Rip Taylor. Those are just some of the names. It's just
Oh wow.
tons and tons of popular, famous people
Yeah,
from the late 80s time frame. It's interesting and weird. It's funny, but it's also kind of lame sometimes. It's sketch comedy, basically. Like it's quick and fast to the next thing. So you don't
yeah,
really have to dwell on any one thing. And it stitches it all kind of together
yeah.
loosely. I swear I've seen it before somewhere, or I've seen clips of it, and maybe that's why I added it to my list. It is funny. It was definitely worth watching,
Okay.
especially if you like the 80s humor stuff. Yeah, it was fun and weird, and
Hmm,
some movies,
cool.
really big ones, just so you know.
My favorite kind.
Like, really odd. It was out of place. I didn't expect it. Although this movie, I should have expected it, but it happened late in the movie. I'm like, oh, okay, I can see this having
Oh,
happened. Oh, they're really
oh,
going far with
oh,
that.
they're there. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Mhm. Yep, yep.
Fun.
Better to watch alone.
For other reasons.
Well, at least that part is
Oh, okay.
the noises that are made. It's better to watch it alone.
Funny. Okay.
Yes.
What was the name
So,
again? Gotta put miss this list.
Amazon Women on the Moon,
There you go. Okay.
1987. The next one on my list, we watched 1997's Chasing Amy. This one I watched with my wife on VHS.
Isn't this Kevin
This
Smith
is
movie?
Kevin Smith. Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but I don't.
I've always meant to watch it. It's Ben Affleck. I didn't write down people's names, but I meant to. Ben Affleck and Jason Lee.
Hmm.
And I'm going from memory. Zoe Lauren Adams. Um, Obviously, Kevin Smith's in it. Jason Mewes is in it. Uh, Dwight Ewell. I don't know his name, but I recognize him. Anyway, bunch of people, and it is basically there's no one in the movie named Amy, but basically Ben Affleck falls in love with a woman and finds out she is a lesbian and
Oh,
tries to win her over. So
okay.
I wrote, smoking is hilarious because it's just so out of place today. It's
Yeah.
1997, as I said. Great cast. Um, some of the concepts, like some of the way they communicate, the way her and him talk, and the way they portray her, kind of most of it's progressive. And like, like they're handling it well for the time, which Kevin Smith, I'm not surprised, but still, it's
Yeah.
still pretty well done. There are some dated terms now, but I still think that they were like trying to be sensitive to the topics and make a good point.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
it was also cute. The movie itself, just like, the relationship and the way they get along and showing two people dating and stuff like that. It was cute in many different ways, many different times. And my wife and I liked that. And then I said, the ending is not what I expected or hoped for.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy. I've heard of it.
Mhm.
Been meaning to
Yeah.
watch. Yeah.
And how about you? That was two for me.
Good for you. I can do two because they're related. I forgot about this other
Mm.
one because I watched it elsewhere, but I remembered. We had the kids on I think it was like a Friday night. We didn't know what to do, so like, let's watch a movie with the kids. So we know this is going. Um, my wife and I disagree sometimes on what we should watch with the kids because she wants to watch movies from her childhood, and I want to watch movies from my childhood.
And mhm.
So we have that debate. Um, and so there's one I wanted to watch, but instead of watching that one, we decided to watch The Rescuers from
Okay.
in the race.
Yeah.
Rescuers is old, man. Like I
Yes.
didn't.
Yes.
I'm
The
gonna.
original theater release was like 1962 or something, wasn't it?
The Rescuers is 1977.
Okay, 77.
Like it's long. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it shows. You can see it in the animation style. It's a little bit slower.
Okay.
It's a little bit more heavy-handed in the coloring, and so it's still good animation, but you can definitely just tell it's older. Anyways, the kids seem to enjoy it well enough.
So
Anyway,
then you had to watch Rescuers Down Under.
so a couple
That's the
days
one I
later,
remember better.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one I
So
remember.
like 2 days later, I was just like, oh no, it was like the next day. It was like Saturday. I was just like, all right, boys. I brought them downstairs and I was like, we're watching Rescuers Down Under, which is my favorite of the Rescuers movie.
Okay.
I didn't even know about Rescuers. To me, I only knew Rescuers Down Under. So
Yeah,
we
I've
watched
heard of
that one.
Rescuers recently because there's a VHS tape thing with it. That a version of it on tape very early had one frame of a naked woman in it.
Really
Yeah,
weird.
when they're I think on the Seagull falling down the side of a building, going past apartment windows,
Oh, there's one there.
and there's a window with a TV on, and there's a naked woman on this window.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It was
Hmm.
definitely in like the original theatrical release, and I think the first print of VHS.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have to watch for that on VHS now.
You probably won't find that copy.
Probably
I
not.
mean,
No.
I had a copy on VHS, and it was not that one.
Anyways, Rescuers Down Under is by far a way better movie than The Rescuers.
Okay.
So
I thought so.
I I always figured out when I was well, not always. I always wondered, you know, when you come into like a franchise and you can tell something's happened before, like who are these characters? Clearly, they know each other from somewhere.
Okay. Yeah.
But then, because I never knew that Rescuers was a movie before that,
Yep.
so the only complaint I have about The Rescuers Down Under is at one point when the boy gets thrown into the cage of the poacher at the poacher's house. He gets thrown into like the cellar with all the other animals down there, and they're trying to escape.
Okay.
And he's in with that little lizard who uses his tail to open. He uses it as a key to open the door to get out.
I vaguely remember. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, he gets out. The boy gets out, and when the boy gets out, then the lizard comes in, realizes what's going on, makes a racket. Then the poacher comes in, grabs the boy out, and says, "All right, I'm taking you out. This is the last time you'll ever see. Say goodbye to your friends. The last time you'll ever see them," kind of thing. And then slams the
Okay.
door. And then they move on. That's when he lets the boy go, so that he goes to the eagle nest, so that the poacher can find the eagle.
Okay.
Anyways, long story.
Been a long time since I saw the movie.
Okay, fair. Um, at the end of the movie, when they rescued everybody, whatever, you never go back to that cellar. You never see those animals escape.
So, are you saying that bothered you?
It bothered me now as an adult. This is not something you thought about as a kid. I'm just like, what happened to all the other animals that are stuck down there?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. That's
Yeah.
funny. I
Anyways,
mean, it's not funny, but it's funny.
it's funny but not funny. Yeah,
It's a cartoon.
it's a
Whatever.
cartoon, so
Yeah.
it's okay. But yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoy the animation a lot more in that one. You can definitely see um like the Aladdin. I remember watching Aladdin like a year or two ago with the boys,
Yeah.
and just really being marveled at the animation in Aladdin. And so I can see that in this movie as well, which is kind of cool. It's kind of like that almost CG look to it, but I don't think it was CG
No, it was not.
back then.
Rotoscoping, maybe,
Maybe
if anything,
rotoscoping,
I think
yeah.
for the movements. Yeah.
But just the beginning and like Rescuers Down Under when they're like doing that massive sweeping shot across like this. like sea of flowers, and all these flowers just whipping by,
Eh,
and it looks incredible. I don't know how
yeah, I
they
need
did
to
it.
get my kids to watch those. I don't think we've tried yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we did. That's what my wife remembers, but
You could probably skip the
yeah.
first one. My wife was always scared of
Okay.
them a little bit because when she watched it, she always focused on the kidnapping side of it, and
Eh,
that scared her as a kid. I don't think
I
my
can
kids
see
have
that
realized.
bothering my kid, my
I don't see
daughter.
my kids didn't realize, but like, oh, someone could just come and take me if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's two.
All right. Well, that means I should go for 4. I
You
actually
got four.
added one
Yep.
to the list I forgot about too.
See, that's what I just did.
Well, speaking of VHSs, so this is VHSs is because we've got a bunch of VHSs we got for free
Hmm.
from 2 different sources. One that I got from Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, I forget. And then the other one was, it was Kijiji. And then the other one was from my sister-in-law who was purging the tapes she doesn't want. And then I gave all the tapes I didn't want to her that I was going to
Okay.
donate that weren't worth selling. So that ended up with us having a pile of ones that were like, I don't want to keep this, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of these VHS movies are for.
Okay.
So 2004's A Perfect Score. Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Matthew Lillard.
Lillard.
It's
Yeah.
a high school Ocean's 11, but not good, is what I wrote.
Very
On the cover, it
descriptive
even says Ocean's 11,
for
like a
teenagers.
modern take in Ocean's 11 or something like that. It's not very good. It wasn't
Okay.
bad, but it wasn't very good. It had a good like starting. It seemed like it was going to be good, and then it's like the whole thing fell apart with the actual plan, and it got to like pointless. Phil,
What was that one called
that
again?
was A Perfect Score.
A Perfect Score. I
Basically,
want
they're
to.
doing the Ocean's 11 thing, but to cheat on the SATs.
Yeah.
Again,
Okay.
coming back to the American system being broken.
The American system. Everything's wrong with the American system.
Yay. Fire them all. Oh, wait.
That's funny. Okay. So that movie came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And the other movie that came out starring Chris Evans, which was the first time I saw Chris Evans, came out the same movie or came out the
Same
same
year.
year. Cellular.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Oh, you should watch Cellular. That's a blast from the past.
You give me things to watch all the
You're
time.
welcome. But you still haven't watched anything that I told you to watch.
Yes, I have.
Not this year.
Not this year. I have another movie
All right, go
related to
ahead.
Chris Evans later in my list.
Okay.
Later.
Later.
So I watched 2001's Say It Ain't So with Heather Graham, Chris Klein, Orlando Jones, Sally Field. And for my comments, I wrote stupid humor. Like it's trying a little bit to be so something about Mary. I think it actually has a quote on the cover about something about Mary. Maybe it's by the producers of something about Mary. I forget. And it also reminds me a bit of what was the other thing I was going to say? Not Zoolander. It was something else that came to mind when I was just talking about that. Oh, Joe Dirt. There's a bit of that
Oh,
feel
okay.
to it. Yeah.
Trying too hard?
It was not anything special. It wasn't
Yeah.
terrible. There were some scenes that are just like, why are we doing this? Yeah, it was. There's something about Mary.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if he's the producer or the director or what.
Well, they got to stretch out a runtime
IMDb.
somehow, you know?
Yeah, it definitely was a lot of that. Like a lot. So J.B. Rogers was the director of Say It Ain't So. And it also shows he's known for something about Mary, but he was credited as not a director, not a writer. What was he? Huh. Why does it say he's known for it? That's weird.
Couldn't tell you.
Can you be known for something that you didn't actually do? Anyway, doesn't matter. And American Pie as well. Shows
That
he's
explains everything.
somehow associated with that. Yeah, a little bit, but American Pie was better than this.
Okay, fair.
Sally Field was good, but yeah, she didn't really stand a chance. It was kind of like Sally Field in the Beverly Hillbillies movie that I just saw recently too, which I don't have on this list because I think I
Oh,
only caught the last half or so. Is at my parents' house? I don't remember where I watched that. Anyway, so I also watched 2001's Someone Like You. Ashley Judd, Hugh Jackman, Greg uh,
Kinar,
Kinner,
Kinar.
yeah. And I wrote not bad, not amazing.
Okay.
There was some parts that were like, cute for a movie like this. It was like a romantic movie, but not as boring as most romantic movies in a way.
Fair.
Yeah, it was trying to be intellectual, but I found it was not really doing a great job of that. But yeah, it was fine.
Okay.
Had good moments. It had bad, like not great moments, but and that again, I watched all those on VHS.
Wow.
Mhm,
Committed.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. And my wife was actually willing to do it too. She doesn't usually want to watch movies, let alone, VHS, but she
Yeah.
does like VHS. She actually used VHS more recently than me before I started doing VHS stuff again.
Really.
I think she was the reason we still had a VCR, maybe. I think I had one too, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah,
Oh,
this GE from elementary school. Doesn't work good. What do we got? I got three left.
I've got one movie, one movie, one show, and two cage.
Oh, I have no cage.
No
So you
cage.
go.
Okay. The next movie I watched is a movie from 2024 called The Order, starring Jude Law and Nicholas Holt. Are probably the two big actors in that one. Um,
2024.
pardon?
There's another The Order from 2001 or something. So I was just
Yeah,
like clarifying
that's
2024's
2024.
The
Yes.
Order.
So it's about like Pacific Northwest, kind of like uh white supremacists who basically go on to commit domestic terrorism to fund their organization, community, whatever it is, and it's just about Jude Law as a cop going through to stop them. So it's
Hmm,
kind of a run of the mill kind of cop drama. I'd heard good things. It's got a 92% critic score on
damn.
and an 89 audience score, and I'm just like, oh, that's pretty good. I'll have to
But
check
only
that out.
6.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
So that's why I was kind of like, oh, I should probably check this out. And I was like, yeah, it was good, but I wouldn't be like, man, everyone
Okay.
should watch this movie. So
All right.
yeah, that's all I can really say about that.
Sounds
I don't know
good.
the director. I don't know the cinematographer for this movie. I'm sorry.
Well, the director is, I don't know, none of this looks
Justin
familiar.
Kurzel is the
Yeah. He directed 2015's Macbeth,
uh
Snowtown Murders, Nitram. I don't know any of these things.
hmm.
Yeah.
I have some more like strange artsy movies I want to watch. I just didn't get to them this month.
He directed
So
2016's Assassin's Creed, and everyone loves
oh,
that
that
movie.
explains a lot. That's the second movie with Michael Fassbender then, because Macbeth also had Michael Fassbender, I
Oh, so you must
believe.
like him.
I also like Michael Fassbender, so
I don't think I remember him in anything. And yes, he's the first person listed on both of those movies.
yeah.
You are correct.
All right.
All right. Well, I watched 2025's Moana 2.
Oh, in the theater, I'm assuming.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh,
Flex it up.
flex it up.
I
I
do
forgot. I
not
do have. I
have an opinion on this movie. Like it's
okay.
like, yeah, it was decent. I don't know.
Eh,
Predictable.
so I've heard. I was like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Moana.
Exactly. Yeah. It's and the kids will like it. It's more of the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it made me laugh a couple times. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Fair.
I think I started the movie maybe not watching. I think I was doing dishes and then the kids and my wife started watching it. So I missed the very beginning, maybe. And that didn't
Okay.
help. But There wasn't. It's not like there's a lot of
There's
story
not
to come on.
nothing to miss. Yeah, you're
It's all
fine.
right. Yeah, it's fun
Okay.
too. You'll watch it. Everybody will watch it. Same as everything else. Hey, you got
I
another
don't know.
one.
I don't know if I will. I
All
don't. To
right.
be honest, I don't know if we will watch it. We watched the first Moana, but now it was a long time ago, so we should try again.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
oldest got really upset
Hmm.
by it because Moana was disobeying her parents.
Yeah,
She
yeah. Can see that. I think you said that before.
Yeah. So we were just like, ever since then, we're like, oh, we should watch Moana again. He's like, no, she's bad in that movie. I'm like,
Well, she
okay,
doesn't disobey her parents this time. That
okay.
helps.
She's fixed herself then.
Yeah. No, they
I
just
did.
let her do whatever she wants now.
Yeah, exactly. She's old enough. I forgot
I
that
mean, you saved the place once, right?
I went to the theater to see a movie. I completely forgot about this until you said this.
Uh-huh.
Um, I took and my wife took the boys to go and see the new Dogman movie.
That's my next movie.
Hey,
I watched it in the theater as well.
did you? There we go.
Yes.
Look at the timing.
On release day. No, not on release day. On the
Release
cheap
weekend.
day.
I went release weekend.
We went on the Tuesday after release, I think it
Okay.
was, because the
Yeah, they're doing
cinema
like
that
$5 or whatever
they were doing
doing.
$5,
Yeah.
$5 movies for everybody, each person $5 ticket, and the snacks were also $5 for popcorn and pop or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were gonna go do Tuesday, but then my son has taekwondo on Tuesdays, and it's just like
Ah,
we just didn't have time, so we just went on the weekend. We spent a lot of money,
gotcha.
but it was kind of like,
Yeah, we
well,
didn't. We went cheap,
yeah.
and
I wish we
I
could
fell
have.
asleep during it.
Oh, got good, eh?
I think I was really exhausted or something, but yeah, it was also not entertaining me much. The kids definitely loved it. I thought it was funny.
It's
But
funny,
there's a lot
yeah,
of references to the books. If your kids ever read the books, or if you've read the books, you should see it. But yeah, it's not really for us.
yeah.
It's still funny, but yeah, and the voices were all good too. You
The
remember?
voices were good. I found this is us gonna
Mm.
critique a kids movie right now. I found like Captain Underpants, same author.
Yeah, yeah,
The movie for Captain
Daft
Underpants
Bickley.
is a lot better than the Dogman
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Just because there's a lot more going on. Dogman doesn't talk.
yeah.
So there's a lot of movie where just like he's doing stuff, but he's not saying anything. So it's hard to emote or kind of like show what he's going through and stuff like that. The part that what did I say? The bits of the movie that I related to the most is there's a lot of 80s movies catchphrases that they sprinkle in that throughout the whole
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
And the one
Yep,
that really clicked
definitely.
the one that really clicked out to me was the one from Alien or Aliens. But I forget what the dog man version of it, but the quote
Yeah,
is
they change
stay
every quote.
get away from her, stay away from her, you bitch, or whatever, get away from her, you bitch. But they don't say that in Dogman, they say get away from her, you witch, or something like that. And it was just like it
And all the
really
Dogman books are spoof names of old movies or books or
yeah,
other things.
yeah.
I can't think of an example now, but
Like 20,000 Fleas Under the Sea or something like that.
instead of
Like
leagues, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So Pete Davidson did the voice of Petey, and Poppy Lou did the voice of somebody, and then who else? Peter Hastings, and then there's more people. Stephen Root. And where else? As of somebody else I just saw, and I'm like, oh yeah, Ricky Gervais was also a voice. He was a voice of one of the
Yeah.
villains too.
He was one of the bad guys, yeah.
There's more people in here, but I don't know how to say their names. And yeah, there's
Yep.
tons of people. Every voice in here is somebody famous, basically.
Well,
Billy
that'll be
Boyd?
added on Plex
Oh,
because my
Billy
kids will want to
Boyd.
watch that
Okay,
over and
one
over.
of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There we go. Look at that. Threw one in we didn't know.
yeah. I was gonna say it anyway, but
Yeah, okay. Well,
and who is this? Not the girl from Wedding Crashers? Yeah, she's in it too. Aisha Fisher. Anyway, yeah, lots and lots of people, and I fell asleep. Only for like 20 minutes, I think. I didn't
only
Joe it up, but
yeah.
I just felt myself not caring about it, and then I woke up and I'm like, wow, that was a good sleep
Yeah, you're powering out. Yeah,
in the theater. Yep.
yeah. I've only done that once.
I've
No,
only now done that once.
twice. Twice. I've done it twice. Sorry.
I think I've done it once.
I fell asleep
Like,
for Over the Hedge.
oh, that was a good movie.
Went to the theater just
It's
tired,
a
fell asleep.
good movie.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, you need to rewatch that movie.
And then I've watched it since.
Okay.
Just I'm talking about just like in the theater. And then what was
I
the
just
other
wasn't
one?
sure if that was the only time you gave it a chance. That's all I was wondering.
No, no, I've seen it since then.
Okay.
And then I think Miami Vice. I fell asleep in the theater for that one as well.
Yeah. Why'd you even try? I've never seen it.
I mean, I went through a love hate with that one. I didn't like it. Fell asleep in the theater. I was like, I should try it again. Watch it again. I'm like, this is actually really good. And then I remember a few years later, I'm like, I remember liking that movie. I'm gonna watch it again. And then I was like, this movie is shit. I hate this movie. Why do I like this?
Isn't the PSP game good? Isn't that
The
you
PSP
and
game is
Kevin say?
awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
that. I haven't played it yet.
That's like my favorite PSP game. That's what I always talk
I,
about. And no one buys
I
it.
thought it was you, but I thought Kevin said it too. Or there's another PSP game that Kevin really likes
I don't know.
that's similar to it, but I can't remember.
Couldn't tell you.
All right. Anyway,
You got more? I got a show
I
and
have
2 kids.
one more movie in the theater.
Okay, so I'll do my last. I'll do my TV show. It'll be quick.
Wait,
I watched the 2025's Day of the Jackal.
the hell is
Have you heard
that?
about this?
No.
So it's based on a movie from like the 70s, I believe it is. They've just modernized it and they made it a whole new show out of it. It stars Eddie Redmayne, and I really like him. He's very dedicated in his roles that he does. So I find him convincing.
I don't know who
And
he is, but I'm
you don't know who
looking.
he is? Okay.
Nope, not a clue. I don't think I've ever seen this guy in my life.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a villain though. This
I could see that.
jawline and scrawny face and some. Oh, is it just this other movie? I think he's really scrawny.
He is
Still looks like a very good
scrawny.
villain.
Yeah. But he
The
does a good job.
Miserables and Theory of Everything. Oh, Stephen Hawking. Okay, okay. He played Stephen Hawking in that
He plays
movie.
Stephen Hawking, yeah.
Yes, I've seen that.
Okay.
He did do good in that.
So he's just an assassin who gets paid to do stuff. It goes through it does the yes, the hitman or assassin trope. Oh, just one more job and then I'll be good, and the job never
Okay,
ends up the way it wants to be. And then there's the I think it's MI MI5 or MI6, whatever it is.
that's five.
MI5.
Usually.
They is it MI5? What is it in the UK? What's this? I keep saying
Yeah,
MI5. Is that what it
I'm
is?
pretty sure it's MI5. I think they have each one. I'm pretty sure.
Every time I say MI5, I'm just thinking of like Mission Impossible. That's why I get in my own head about
Oh,
this.
that's a problem. That's a you problem.
That's a me problem. Okay.
So MI6 is United Kingdom's secret intelligence service.
Hmm.
MI5 is secret or security service.
Okay.
So I guess MI6
I thought it
is
was
the
the
one you're
joke.
thinking of.
I thought that was the joke for like Goldeneye. They called him like he was in a different one. So he's in MI5.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Anyways, don't look it up. We just have to make comments and then people
MI,
correct us in the comments.
MI5 protects from national security threats, and MI6 is foreign intelligence, collects and
Okay.
analyzes information about foreign nations.
Okay.
So one's like protecting them, and the other one's about looking outward.
Out. Yeah. So
MI6 is
FBI.
the one that
It's
looks
FBI
outward.
versus CIA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds right. Yeah.
Anyways, they have like the whole, cops looking to get the guy who is this assassin, can't find him. Who is he? He's very careful. Um, Honestly, that part I could care less about. I cared more about seeing how this guy who calls the jackal, where did he come from? Why is he so good at what he does? And how does he do it? That's the part I find interesting. I don't care about his wife and his wife finding out what he really does and that causing stress in their marriage. Like I don't care. I just want to see him kill people smartly. That part is fun. Which he does, and that part's
Sure.
cool. Seeing the planning and seeing how he gets into situations and out of situations, that's the good part of the show. So Yeah, watch it. It's on Plex.
And it's a remake of a 1973 movie?
Remake of a movie, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a show. They made it into 10 episodes.
Oh, I see. Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't even realize it was a show.
yeah,
Got it. Got it. Cool.
yep.
Well, the last thing that I saw was on Valentine's Day. My work arranged for all of us to get a sneak preview
Oh,
of Captain America: Brave New World.
oh, okay.
So they rented out the whole theater,
Yep,
like multiple theater rooms,
yep,
and everybody got to go see. It was on the day of release anyway, but it was earlier in the day, like
yeah,
9
okay.
a.m. to 11 a.m. or something like that. And I wrote down a note. Says decent, but not really anything special.
Yeah, fair. I can see that.
It felt like they were trying really hard to make Captain America, like the new Captain America, like an everybody, like an everyman, but just
Yeah,
really cares, right? Like he has no special powers, blah blah blah. They just kept pushing that he's only special because he doesn't give up, or basically that kind of thing.
yeah,
It was still a neat story, and obviously, like the suit's cool and special effects are good, and it was actually kind of cool to see Harrison Ford
that's the
doing
only
the
reason I would go
movie,
and see
and
it is because of Harrison Ford.
yeah, a lot of it felt tropey. Like I
Yeah,
really hate seeing what's his name? Uh Giancarlo
Giancarlo Esposito?
Esposito. I'm just getting sick of seeing him as a villain. I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah,
It's just the same
he's
shit
being
every time.
typecast. Yeah,
It's not special anymore. It's not surprising anymore. He doesn't do anything different. Like in this one, if anything, he's less less of a, like, think it out and plan
yeah,
type
calm, cool,
villain.
collected.
Yeah, in this one, he's more in the action than he usually is, and that is different. But at the same time, I'm getting tired of it.
He's still a
It's
villain, yeah,
it's just him as a villain again, and he's being a clever villain. Like, whoop de doo.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the
He's
yeah,
cementing himself as the new generation's villain because he's already the
yeah.
Breaking Bad generation's villain. So,
Oh, see, I never even watched Breaking Bad. I
oh
never
yeah,
got to finish it.
that's the way to go.
I picture
Yeah,
him right now from The Gentleman. He was in that as well,
was he?
and the TV series,
Oh,
not
okay,
the movie. Yeah.
okay. I haven't seen the TV show.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
It was decent. You should watch it.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I just want to see Harrison Ford. I don't know how that would work. I don't know how he's going to be in that movie because he's already kind of old and lumbering around. I don't see him in an
Yeah,
action role, but
it didn't really require much action from him, so
it's all
it's
CG
not
now.
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. But it was fine. It was fun. I did also like Danny Ramirez in it. Like he made it fun and different. I don't know him from other things. He looks familiar, but I don't know what he's from. But it just like them doing another pass the torch type role
Hmm.
kind of thing. It's neat
So
to see. And
was it just you or like your family got invited?
just me and my
Just you.
coworkers.
Oh, okay.
I sat beside two coworkers of mine, both women, just because we happened to show up at the same time and go to
Yeah.
the same scheduled. We all tried to play at the same to go at the same time, but we didn't run into each other for some reason. Like me and my manager and one of my
Yeah.
teammates didn't go, and another guy didn't go because it's an hour drive for him. He'd rather work than go to a free movie because he had to drive an hour from home to get
Yeah.
to
On a
basically near
Saturday.
my house.
Yeah.
No, it was on a workday.
Oh, it was a work day. Oh,
Yeah,
that.
it was on Valentine's Day, which was a Friday, right?
Oh, okay, fair.
Yes, it was on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so work time.
Get paid.
Yeah, I literally got paid to see the movie.
That's awesome.
Could be worse.
Could be worse. Could be working.
Yeah, right? I was double checking my calendar, make sure it didn't come out the day before, but no, pretty sure Valentine's Day we went. Anyway, yeah, it was a
Well,
movie. It's another
it's a movie.
Marvel thing, and
Yeah. I've completely fallen off the Marvel thing. Like I
yeah,
don't care about any of it. was like I
Yeah.
I I rode that wave all the way up through like the Infinity War saga, and once that was over, I'm like, all right, peace out, guys.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
was a good run.
That's I I don't I'm not following the Star Wars stuff because I kind of feel like the same kind of thing.
Yeah. I did fall off a lot of Star Wars. There is some new like the new Star Wars stuff I want to watch, like Bad Batch and what's the there's another one out now I want to see.
Endor,
So
right? A new season of Endor. I think I
Andor's
just saw.
coming out. Season 2's coming out at some point. It was announced. So
I never even watched season one. I haven't even seen Rogue One
well, you should do that.
or Return of the Jedi. Return of oh, the Last Skywalker. What's it called?
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. Yes, I haven't
Well,
seen
you're
that
not missing
yet.
anything in that one. Um,
Yeah,
all right, I got
I
two
did.
Cage.
I did say I watched Wicked right last month.
Yes, you did. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Just making sure I didn't miss that.
I do remember that
Yeah,
one.
two Cage.
Two
What you got?
Cage. If you're following along on the list,
Nope.
I have watched next 2008 Bangkok Dangerous.
Oh, I've watched that before, but it's been a long time.
Yes, you do have it as marked as an R.
Yeah,
So
for a rewatch.
it was not very good. I can definitely tell. It's from that like it's from 2008, but it's still that early 2000s style where they're trying to do like have you ever seen Man on Fire with Denzel
No,
Washington?
no.
That's a very or Domino with Keira Knightley. Have
That
you
I
watched
have
that?
seen,
You know
yes.
that
It's been a long
that
time.
film
I remember
style where
really
they're
liking that though.
yeah. Do you remember that film style where like things kind of go in and out of for focus and then like
Okay.
they flash footage on top of footage and do like flash transitions between stuff and it's all very quick. They're trying to do that like quick funky editing with this. I
Okay.
think this was has to be like a foreign movie that they got funded for a Hollywood release because it's
Hmm.
directed by like the Pang brothers and I don't even know them from anywhere. So yeah, Mike Nicolas Cage plays a hitman. Same thing. Just after watching Day of the Jackal, I'm watching another hitman movie, and he's got one last job. You know, he's got 4 jobs in Bangkok, and then he's out, kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but yeah, things don't work out very well. He's got to take on a guy to help him. He needs a runner for around the city, so he's not doing all the running around. So he gets a guy. The guy figures out what he's doing, and he's like, "Oh, well, train me how to be assassin." So Nicolas Cage trains him how to be an assassin a little bit, and then
Okay.
things go to shit from there. So
Yeah, it's been a
he's
long
not
time since I saw it.
he's not cagey. He's super boring.
Oh.
He's doing a lot of things that look cool, but in this world of assassination is not the stuff you want to do. When
Hmm.
everyone else is driving around on mopeds and scooters and bicycles, you shouldn't drive around on a brand new BMW motorcycle with full leather gear and a nice helmet. You're gonna stand out.
This character's name is Joe.
Joe,
Just
this is
Joe.
the other thing I've noticed with Nicolas Cage. He's named a lot of J names in a lot of his movies. Joe, John, or
Oh,
variations of
interesting.
that. So
Hmm.
I think he actually has movie later. Yeah, 2013, Joe. Just a movie called Joe.
Huh.
So it's funny. That's one of the new trademarks I've noticed.
You can see his names in all his movies. Ben, the surfer, Paul, Matt, Paul Matthews, the passenger, Dracula, Rob, the janitor, or Hero, in
Hero.
Prisoners of the Ghostland, Wiley in Jiu-Jitsu, Walter, Frank Walsh, the cook, Nathan, Frank, Joe. Oh, Between Worlds, he's named Joe as well. Ray in The Looking
Maybe
Glass.
it feels like it's more Joe than anything. I just notice it
There's a
more.
John in Vengeance, a love story. Tony and Dougie Doug. There's a lot. Mike. And Joe in the movie Joe. Yeah. Johnny Blaze.
Yeah,
There's a lot of just first names. Oh,
yeah.
Joe and Bounty of Dangerous K. Ben Gates in National Treasure. He was Ben in a newer movie too. John, World Trade Center.
Yeah.
uh, Yeah, it seems like a more new thing. There's a lot of Frank in there too.
Yeah, I guess so. It
Frank,
just
Ben, and
seems
Joe
more.
looks like the most.
Yeah, John.
Sorry, yeah, Frank. Yeah, that Jake here
Word.
too. Sorry, I'm trying to read the other ones as I'm going.
Yeah.
No particular reason. Hmm.
Anyways, I rated Bangkok Dangerous as a D on the same scale as World Trade Center for
Hmm.
me.
Yep.
It's a movie where it is Nicolas Cage is in it, basically.
I need to watch more because you have two more movies to catch up to my number of movies I watched.
Catching up. And it's
Slowly.
after I've rewatched my not rewatched, but caught up after what I've watched this month. The next one
Actually,
I
I
watched.
think there's also in our rating or in our counts, I've got Rumblefish which doesn't count technically. I did watch it though, but it doesn't count. So
Well, I also have it, and it doesn't count.
and
So
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, you do? Okay. I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
realize you had
So
the
that's
X.
fine.
Okay. I'm gonna change my rating to NA. I don't know why I still have it as D. Okay. I was just
um,
curious if there's any more that we had removed because they didn't matter. No, I don't think so.
but some of them I like, even though they don't matter, I still watch them. Like that Industrial Symphony. Like I watched it, didn't count, but I watched it.
But if you had an X for the watched field, it would count towards the total. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I still want credit for watching it.
All right. All right.
Or what's the other one? Like that Christmas Carol, the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I watched that one,
Yeah. And I did
but
not.
yeah. And then Sunny, we both watched it and doesn't count.
Yeah. Cool. I was making sure
Um,
it wasn't uneven. I did watch The Flash, but it doesn't matter. That technically gives me
yeah.
one more watch. Ha! I'm ahead of you again by 3 now.
I guess. Well, sorry. I could
I
also
do
take
not
Grindhouse
recommend The
off. I
Flash.
didn't watch Grindhouse. I have watched
Oh,
it. I
I've
have
watched it
watched.
before. Yeah.
I have watched it, but I didn't watch it for this thing, so
For
I will
this.
mark it
Yeah.
as an NA because
Yeah.
he's
That's what I'm
only
doing as
in a
well.
skit of it. So there, you're
Oh,
now four
yeah.
ahead.
Ha! I didn't need to watch anything. I got ahead. Well,
And if you're
I
following
did not
along,
watch Any Cage at all.
well, honestly, it was only the last 2 days. Like I've been watching, like after work, it's been like whatever I need to do, dishes, laundry, get the kids to bed. I'm either sick or falling asleep, or I can watch YouTube for a little bit, and then I got to go to bed. And I've just been squeezing in this Day of the Jackal show, so 10 episodes over the past month. Got that
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
So, oh, and I think sorry, I also watched Silo, season 2. Did I talk about that?
No, I don't think you did, unless you talked about last month, but I don't think you did,
I
right?
don't think so. So yeah, my wife and I've been watching Silo episode 2 or season 2, getting through that. That was also good.
Hmm.
Finished it.
Worth watching.
Worth watching.
Like it does something useful adding on from this first season.
Well, sorry, you were not a huge fan of the first season, so probably for you
I
not.
It was okay.
Yeah. It's a little bit more frustrating because they're trying to set up more of a backstory for some people.
Oh yeah, that sounds less interesting too.
So,
Hmm.
but the end
Hmm.
of season 2, they really set up for the next, like going into the next book. So, they're still in the first book with the second season. So,
Hmm. Yeah, book based. Sounds like filler to me.
um so next I moved on to that was Nicolas Cage's only 2008 movie, Bangkok Dangerous.
Huh.
Moving on to 2009, we moved to a movie called Knowing,
Yeah.
um, which you have not seen. I don't want to say too
No.
much about it. Well,
I can see your rating right here.
this is basically Nicolas Cage finds something that lets him know when something bad is going to happen. So he thinks that he can change it, but he can't. So how do you deal with that? So I liked that movie. It has a good. It's kind of like a sci-fi thriller horror bit,
You
and
had me up till horror.
I find the parts that like they wanted it to be creepy. I did find it creepy, and it could have just been like I was tired or it was late at night. I did find I was unsettled by the stuff that they were showing me, or just how they were showing it to me. It's not scary. It was just like there's a person standing somewhere awkwardly that shouldn't be there, and that made me feel uneasy.
Hmm.
Um, that part's good. The only part that I really don't like about it is just kind of like, well, nothing you can do about it. Why did you even try?
Oh,
Right? Like
I can
the movie's
see.
kind
Yeah.
of pointless. Yes, I can see all these things happening, but I can't do anything about it. The end. Right? Like so
Yes.
and my only sorry, other than that, my only complaint about that movie is there's at one point there's a girl who's lost and they can't find her after an event.
Okay.
So they go the whole day, they can't find her, and all of a sudden it's now nighttime. They're at the school where the event was, and they're all running around the school with flashlights. Like police, teachers, principal, parents. They're all running around the school with flashlights. I was like,
Okay.
"Do the lights not work? Can't turn the lights on at school.
At the
Can't
school.
yeah, can't turn the lights on?"
They never explain why
Nope.
flashlights.
Nope, they're just all running around with flashlights because it
Oh my
creates
god.
tension. Yeah.
Creates fake tension.
Yeah. Because then the
All
teacher
right.
has to go down into the basement and this door is shaking, and if the lights were on, it wouldn't be scary, but because she has a
Yeah.
flashlight yeah. So, other than that, it was pretty decent. There you go.
Sounds like not great.
I rated it as a B, which is on the
All right.
same level as the movie Next or The Weatherman. Like, it's fine. He's a little bit cagey when he gets, like, obsessive about something. It's him basically obsessing over this document that he has. So he gets a little bit
Okay.
cagey about it, which is fun. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
All right.
it's a B.
I'm a bee. I'm a bee.
I'm a
Right.
B, I'm a
That
B.
song. From, yeah. Giant bomb. Voicemail dump truck. Stealing a question from them.
Okay.
What's the oldest piece of technology around you right now?
VCR.
I think I have a beta player right over there from you.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. I don't
Other
think I
than
have
that,
anything.
it's
I mean,
probably
sorry, I could go further. I mean, I have an NES
yeah. That's true. I have
that's
them over
behind me.
there. NES is old. I think the beta player you gave me might be older than the NES.
Might be, yeah.
But it's pretty close if it's not. Yeah. Anyway,
We're
I
the
just thought
wrong
that was fun.
demographic to ask that
Yeah,
question
I know.
to.
Yeah, I did have my cameras here too. My VHS-C camera and my um Video 8 camera sitting here. Not
Okay.
Video 8, High 8. Yeah. Those are
Yeah.
old, but not as old as the beta player. They had a lot of good answers on Giant Bomb as well. And Voiceville Dump Truck.
I have to man, I that's the one thing I miss. I miss podcasts. I just don't have
Yeah,
time
I forgot. I
anymore.
forgot you don't really get to play them anymore or listen to them
No.
anymore.
There was a couple of days during the week where I had to get into a truck because we were just shorthanded and I just had to get in and help. So when I get to do that, I get to get through like a podcast or two. So that's been good. Or like say I have, do dishes, I'll listen to a podcast now instead of watching YouTube. I'll put
Yeah.
a podcast on.
Yep.
So I was gonna say who came back. Ramble Record Repeat. We should give them a shout out. They did put out another
How do
episode.
you unpour something out?
Just pick it up with your fingers and let it drip back into a can.
All right,
uh
let's see you pick back up that ginger ale. I don't remember what you poured out.
lick it. Let's lick it up. Who else? Retro Fandango's been good. They've been posting regularly. STC
SDC,
Pod
same.
posted one.
Don't think
So
so. I messaged Bill about something on one. I think I did, but I don't remember what it was now.
I messaged him today. I found him a 3D Blu-ray.
Oh, that's not what I did.
Who else can I call out? Who else can I call out? Oh, you know what's coming up? Hold on. I want to make sure I
Oh,
get
I
the
remember
name
what
right.
it was on STC. They had another audio issue. Did you hear the
Oh,
audio issue on the episode?
no.
STC 334. They had one microphone for the both of them.
Okay.
And Bill sounds like he's across the room. It was definitely worse when I listened in my car. On
Bill,
headphones was still bad, but not as bad.
Bill, fix your shit. Let's go.
He said he normally
We
does a loudness level and he listened to it, but he didn't notice the problem. I think being in my car made it way worse.
maybe.
But it definitely sounded like he was far away even with headphones. Anyway, that's all. I wasn't trying to throw him under a bus, but
I mean, you should, but
I am going to a live show in May. It's a long way away. But I'm going to see the VHS collector guys called Found Footage Festival.
okay.
They're on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And they just collect VHS tapes. They have about 14,000 of them. And they just comb through the VHS tapes looking for funny stuff, stupid stuff, a lot of stuff recorded off TV and home movies and amateur local broadcasts and stuff like that, and instructional movies. And they have a Saturday morning cartoons show called Saturday Morning Cartoons, where they only play really terrible cartoons.
Nice.
So I'm going to see that on May 2nd in Toronto. My wife is going with me, and I'm going to be meeting up with Morgan from the with Original Commercials archive. And then I had 250 tapes I posted for free on Facebook Marketplace. And a guy messaged me from Toronto, said, my sister lives in Waterloo. Can she come pick them up from you? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And he said, I'm so curious what's on them. I can't wait to see. I forget what I said or how it came up, but I said that like I digitized them and put the commercials on YouTube. And he said, oh, that's cool. I make mixed tapes of various things. Like he made one that was just all Halloween episodes of the Conan O'Brien show, all on one tape. And then he makes a custom case for it and a label and all this stuff. And he needed these tapes to start selling more copies of these things he makes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So he has an Instagram. It was undead media _ on Instagram. And we started chatting and he asked me about questions about digitizing things. And I just sent him like paragraphs of tips on how to digitize and use OBS and recording hardware because he asked me, and he said he appreciated it and he's probably gonna have more questions later. And then I said, I don't suppose you listen to Found Footage Festival. He's like, actually I do. I said, do you want to, you gonna go see them in Toronto? Because he's in Toronto. He's like, I didn't know they were gonna be there. So he asked where it was. I told him what theater it's at. And literally, as my message gets delivered to him, he sends me a video back saying, you mean this theater? And he's right in front of it. He's just walking down the street there anyway.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's near him. Yeah. Pretty crazy. And then we got talking about the tapes. And I said, they're actually from my friend who lives in Toronto, Morgan, from WOC Archive. He's like, oh, really? I know his friend Adam, who he does his videos with. Because they're both part of Eyesore Cinema, which our friend Miles is also friends with Adam.
Oh, okay. Fair.
As they used to do D&D together, I think. Yeah.
Oh, small world, man.
Pretty funny. Yeah. So he says he's probably going to go to the show too. And Morgan said me and Morgan are probably going to sit together, and Adam, and maybe all of us sit together. We'll see.
Yeah.
My wife will be really bored, but she's watched the Found Footage Festival guys with me before, and she's enjoyed their videos. So I don't think it'll be all bad.
It won't be that bad, yeah.
Yeah, they're funny.
Cool.
Those guys have also done fake, like they've gone on real talk shows and done like a fake thing. Like one was they were Chop and Steel, and they were exercising, and they were
okay, yeah. I know those guys.
Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
So that's just one of the things they've done, but they're also both like professional video editors. Like their job is video editing. One of the things I was on actually showed what they both were part of, and now I forget. But like popular shows you will know. And they talk about it often. Like one of them was on David Letterman. Like he helped with back end stuff in David Letterman. And as part of doing David Letterman, they got rid of a whole bunch of D1 tapes, which are like broadcast quality videotapes,
Okay.
and he got to keep them all. So he
Oh,
just has
nice.
all this B-roll footage of things that they were going to show in segments like news broadcasts and home movies and other random
Yeah.
things that they would talk about on David Letterman. And he got to keep all the tapes with all that stuff.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
And they do skits all the time of crazy stuff and stunts, and shoving cereal up their butt was one time. And they do a lot of weird stuff. But they do a lot of funny stuff, not just stupid stuff. But one of them wrote for The Onion, and one of them on Late Show. Is the
Oh, okay.
yeah. Not that's not the only thing that they have credit to their name, but then they have another guy who's also been an editor for Duck Dynasty and a bunch of other stuff,
Oh, wow.
tons of other
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, they definitely have
They have a good
a lot,
pedigree then.
a lot of pedigree. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty cool. I can't wait to go see. And yeah, I think I mentioned them a long time ago because I had sent some footage to them of mine. I heard back, but they never used it. But they get a lot of stuff, so I'm not
Yeah, I'm
surprised.
sure.
And
Yeah.
they seem to also favor people who send them stuff over their Patreon. Makes sense.
Well, yeah. Gotta have a reason to give them money, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. Oh, I was gonna say I did play a few games and beat a game.
Whoa.
I know. I bought and played and beat in one night. Thank goodness you're here.
Why
Heard of
is
this?
that? That's not. That sounds a lot like the TV show. But no, I've heard of this.
No, this who this was on either Giant Bomb or Fire Escape's like game of the year list.
Okay.
It's like they call it. It's a comedic slap former. They call it, where
Oh,
you have to walk around. It's very like British comedy. You would probably like
yes.
it.
Okay, I thought so.
They have an option at the beginning to like subtitles or no subtitles, just for like some of the humor because it's so British that like you don't understand it. They actually just translate it to what the like a normal English would say it at the bottom, not what the person's saying. So that part's funny. And yeah, you just walk around and kind of like solve. It's kind of like fetch quest. Like, oh, I need this from this person. Well, how do you get it? You got to walk over here and you got to slap this thing to make this thing work, and slap this thing. And
Okay.
so it's bizarre and absurdist, and
It's
it's
not
just silly.
child friendly, or is it?
If they get sexual innuendos, it is not for them.
Gotcha.
Otherwise,
Gotcha.
they wouldn't really know. I think there's a few swear words. So
Okay. I was just curious if it looks cutesy, like it would be good for kids, but
mhm.
I wondered if the humor was riding that line.
It's definitely riding that line. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
That's all right.
Um, I did just buy Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip because
Oh.
it just released on Switch, so I bought it there. Um, that one looks like it's good for kids. It's like a kids GTA.
Oh. That's
So
funny.
look forward to playing that.
Huh.
Um,
You haven't played
and
Tinykin yet, right?
I have not played Tinykin. I've been meaning to try it, but
It's
haven't got
pretty
around to.
good. I played it. My kids have both tried it and they really like it.
Yeah. I always think about like I should play Pikmin first. I've like played bits of Pikmin, but
I I honestly think Tinykin's better than Pikmin.
really, okay.
Pikmin has several levels or whole freaking games that are just timer
The whole game's
bullshit.
timer based. The whole game.
It's stupid. I hate it. I
Okay.
hate it. So stupid. I don't remember. I don't think yes, they're day and night cycle stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember if every game is that way or not because there's four of them, right?
Yeah.
I just can't
I've
remember. I
heard
played
I've heard that
3
Pikmin
on the Wii
4 is
U and didn't
fantastic.
like it, I think.
Yeah. I've heard of all of them, like if you like them, you like them kind of thing.
I
But from
like
like
the I
Fire
like the
Escape and
gameplay. I hate the
Mhm.
timer. Yeah.
like Fires, like Dan Reichert
Yeah.
goes on and on about how good Pikmin 4 is, and everyone on those shows says Pikmin 4 is the best Pikmin they've all played. So maybe that one's different. I don't know.
I don't think so. It also
Uh,
has better platforming controls. Like you have like a bar of soap you could just slide on at any time
okay.
just to move
Speeds
across
up
the map
traversal.
faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's also a bubble you can use when falling to help you not die.
Okay.
And the
That'd be
more you level up your character, like the more you play, the longer the bubble lasts, the longer you can float.
okay.
And then
Interesting.
that's used later to be able to access new areas.
I've seen that go on sale on Switch for like $8 before.
Yeah.
So
You should definitely buy it for
probably
$8.
worth. Yeah.
Yeah. I have it on Steam. I don't remember what I paid. I think 12
Um,
maybe most. Can't remember.
and then this past Saturday, I had Craig over, and we decided to play a game called Darkest of Days on Xbox 360. And this
Okay.
is a game where you go through historical battles. And the second mission, they give you a machine gun. So think Civil War with an assault rifle, or a modern day pump or automatic shotgun.
All right.
The concept of it is great. Unfortunately, the game itself is terrible.
Oh no.
So we're about halfway through it. I don't know if we're going to continue. So this is like, I know what your answer is going to be, but I'm still having the dilemma of like, I like this game because of how stupid it is.
What's it called again?
Darkest of Days.
Okay.
I believe it might even be on Steam.
I started
Um,
checking.
I like it because of how stupid it is, and
Doesn't seem to be.
okay, it's fun, dumb, stupid, not good, janky game. Um, so I don't know if I'm going to play it more or want to play it more. It's one of these games on my list. I'm like, that's the one I really want to try. Now I've tried it. I'm like, it's really not that great, but
It is on Steam.
it's worth a decent amount of money. So
No longer available on Steam.
no longer available, which is maybe why it's gone up in value.
Gotcha. Or there's a reason it was pulled. Hey,
Yeah, I'm just in that dilemma of should I
weird.
sell it or should I keep it because it's funny and stupid.
It's quite valuable.
Like 80.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's unusual for the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Huh. 85
Oh,
even.
yeah.
Should just sell it.
So yeah, we'll see. I am going through my collection more now as well. So now realizing, especially with this job, I just don't have time. Don't have time anymore. Don't have
uh,
time. Speaking of podcasts, we need to call out. I'm going to call out the Masked Bandit. Our friend James Pixel has talked about this, or has started this podcast saying he's going to load things when he wants and he's going to talk about stuff. And he
yeah.
has released the pilot episode, the one and only episode, and that was on April 29th of last year. So we're coming up on
I
a
didn't
year.
even know he did this.
We talked about it at Barry. Were you not?
I don't
Maybe you
think.
weren't
Did you
here for
tell me
that
the name of
Barry.
it?
Yeah.
I think you
Well,
told me he did one, and I'm like,
yeah.
I don't see this. I don't know where this is. I don't. Maybe I missed it then.
In one ear, out the other.
Right?
So
I don't know how I'm going to find it.
it's only on Spotify, as far as I know.
Hey, and how will I even know this is him?
It says the Masked Bandit. If you see him,
There's like podcasts with that name.
oh,
At least with
um,
my podcast addict.
there's a picture of a raccoon on a trash pile.
All right, that's fine. We don't need people getting bored of us talking about
Anyways,
that.
I don't know if James is ever going to listen to this episode, but if you do, James, we're waiting for an episode 2 there. Sorry, an episode 1. The pilot counts as episode 0.
It's true.
It's
It's
true.
true.
Anyways,
Weird.
it's getting late and I need to get to bed because I got to get up early.
I'm the opposite. I'm working late shift tomorrow.
Yay for you. I hate you.
No,
I
it's
have
not.
to
It's
go.
not desirable. I stay up. I have to stay up till I have to work until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So
Yeah, that's
that's
unfortunate.
not fun. That's not fun.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to check out our links down below in the description. I believe our Twitter stuff is there. Not Twitter, Blue Sky. And our merch link is down there. Go and buy yourself a t-shirt or a hat or a mug. That's
Yeah.
it.
Do the things.
Do the things. And we'll see you all next month.